the thing isn't ready. The Patreon wasn't ready. 1, 3,
4,
5, 7,
8.
9. Yizza! Did you sing it?
Oh.
I can't hear you for some reason
Alto,
today.
baritone, alto, contralto. Contralto. Girl, did you know we missed the Kappa reunion?
Yep.
Fuck. I didn't know nobody
Sure.
anyway. I didn't talk to anyone, so.
I saw that John on the lawn, and it wasn't on the lawn because it was awful weather this Mother's Day. I was like, I'm glad I ain't going to that. But I was sad because Mrs. Morrow was there. Everybody who went to Kappa who knows who Miss Morrow is, shout out to her. I think of her daily. I love her.
Just did not know. And I don't think I would have gone without you guys, so. They'd be like, who that girl? And I'd be like, who's that girl? Nobody would have known anyone.
I would have liked to see Gigi and Sarah outside of our group.
Did they go?
I don't know. Probably not. We should
Shout
just
out to
ask
you
them to hang
both.
out with us.
You know who you are. They both look great. Just in their primes. I see pictures of them and I said, wow, it's getting better and better. Y'all are getting better and better.
Shout out to those white queens.
White
Killing
queens.
it.
Italian and Jewish queens. You better work. Love to see it. Anyway, yesterday was Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. And I went to my mother's house. We had bagels. We had salmon.
It's very Jewish.
We had eggs and sausage. I know, it's like Easter and Mother's Day. That's our tradition. We just have breakfast. And we had a good old white woman bongo session. Like, my mom was on the guitar. My sister was on the drums. And I had what's that called? The church tambourine. And JoJo was beatboxing. And it was terrible, but it was so much fun. And I was like, let me tap into my white side because these lack of rhythm will get you free somehow. Somehow it gets you free.
They the freest. They're like rhythm. We're not confined to that. We hear what we hear. We feel what we feel. And we move.
Here. But it was a lot of fun. And I was just trying to be present, just thinking about so many people that I know that just randomly lost their mothers recently, folks whose mothers aren't well. And I just was counting my blessings and hanging out with my rude white mom who she was looking to fight. And I said, no, no, not today. She's bringing up all the hot topics. I think that's an episode that we need to have.
With your mom?
No, just how to deal with your parents or your family that you just don't
How to pivot?
agree with, but you want to love and you want to be in their space. But she likes to fight. Shout out to that Taurus woman. And then I was going to bring this up, but it's been with me all day. Afterwards, and it's partly my fault, but afterwards I went and I had dinner and I tried my macaroni and cheese again and it was much better. First of all, I've been trying to do the roux and the roux is not it for me. It's actually the custard. The custard.
Wait, what?
I'm somewhere with that. When you mix the eggs and the cream and the milk and you pour it over.
I hate
and
how you
into
say milk. The milk.
That I think that is the path that I'm team casserole, not team the wet roux. But that's not the thing.
But don't you like wet macaroni and cheese?
But you can get a wet that way too. You just have to get the custard ratio correct. So it's a mad scientist, but I'm going to be a black mom that knows how to make macaroni if my life depends on it. Now I know how to make fried chicken.
I don't know how to make fried chicken.
Bless his soul. My man tried to make fried chicken. Normally he can make really good fried chicken. He makes really good fried chicken. But if I don't think I've talked about, people don't, anybody who knows me knows how I feel about chicken wings. It's serious to me. Like spades, chicken wings is like spades to me.
You are
And
not good at spades.
what I'm saying is the people's protection and the way
I
that they
see.
feel
Okay.
about it. So you just so ready to say something smart.
Fight.
Anyway, we made these, they just weren't the right chicken wings. And I'm angry, and I'm
You
still
fucked up
angry.
your Mother's Day chicken wing?
Yes. And
Wow.
I tried to
Break up with him.
No,
He's done.
tried, and I know he had to have known that he did. He had to have known. And then I tried to, he seasoned them, and then it was the batter ratio that had me so upset. So I was like, listen, I'm not even going to eat your chicken wings. And I think he saw it because I didn't even look at them. I didn't. That's how you know that.
Wait, what did his chicken wings look like? Was no batter on it?
I'm not going to go into it.
Was it no batter? What was it?
It was just not fried chicken. It wasn't fried chicken. And I tried.
It was
I
the Atlanta fried chicken? What was it?
No, it wasn't the Atlanta fried
It was
chicken.
a little dusting of
This nigga usually can make fried chicken. That's what I'll say. He usually can make fried chicken. But I don't know. Maybe it was the pressure. But when I tell you I was frazzled, then I tried to attempt it, and then I fucked it up. So I was irrationally upset inside. And I think that I need to become belligerent with somebody. I think he's the one, and I can trust him to be unreasonably belligerent. And I think he's going to be the person that like smiles and does a slow clap versus like reacts and gets mad. I think he can hold space for me, but that shouldn't have made me that upset. So I think there's something else inside of me that needs to blow up. And
maybe it was like, that's your day. You
no,
always
you
have
don't give
to
a fuck
be
about
on.
that. It doesn't. If I don't care about Mother's Day. I don't think like, oh, it's my day. I'm not. And I think most mothers don't really feel that. And if they do, they're not well. But that's my personal opinion.
My mom feels that.
Oh. Because she postponed it because it wasn't even right for her. The weather wasn't right, right?
No, she canceled Mother's Day. Postponed.
No, so something's brewing in me. Something is brewing.
Great. And you're coming up here this weekend.
No, I don't know. I think you would be too reactionary. I don't know if you would slow clap and be like, "Girl," I think you would be
wait,
like,
would you be yelling? Would you be yelling at me,
yes,
or would you
just be yelling? Belligerent. I would be hysterically belligerent because that's not in my.
Your energy would be towards me, or just in general, you're having this.
I think most people that are belligerent is never about towards the person. It's their own shit coming up. But I feel it's coming, and I think that.
We gonna be fighting.
Artsy, that's why I wouldn't do it with you. But I think the artsy boy would be like, "Oh, that was so sweet," and laugh at me versus being like getting upset. Anyway, speaking of couples therapy, maybe we need to go to couples therapy as well. Somebody, shout out to Josh, he gave me her Showtime password, and I've discovered couples therapy, and it's the most beautiful, amazing, eye-opening, well-produced and shot program that's on TV, I think, besides maybe Atlanta in this moment. It follows this one therapist in New York, and she's with these folks over a course of maybe like 6 months to a year. They don't give the definite time. But the way that you see these people open up and explore themselves and each other, and the way that you watch it as a viewer, it's not like on Jerry Springer where you're like getting off on how fucked up they are and you're like, it's like voyeuristic. It's more like you're like seeing yourself and the possibilities for yourself. I highly, highly recommend you watch this, Antoinette. It's beautiful. I watched the second season first. And I'm watching the first season, which isn't as good as the second season. So I say start on the second season, but wow. When it's always about you. It's never about the other person was the biggest thing I took away, and the way that she handles the people and makes that something that they can like manage in bite-sized doses, and the way some people just can never reflect and see themselves is just, and it's shot so well. I love it. So
Who's the therapist?
I don't know, Charles, the white lady, but she's doing it. She's killing it, and kind of want to go to therapy now. I kind of want to like be clinically diagnosed or clinically told something, because she's amazing. Please watch it, everybody. Couples therapy. Ask your friends for your Showtime password, because
Are you whispering? I can't hear you. Now I can hear you.
I did go low because I have a baritone.
No, you
voice,
don't.
so sometimes
Stop whispering. I'm like, is this
just
a
hear the
sign? I'm over here
reverberation.
looking at the levels like, is this wrong? Child.
reverberation.
All right, couples therapy. Say less.
Yeah, check it
I
out.
could diagnose you if you want to be diagnosed. Insanity, clinical.
It's
Boom.
true. Blame it on my mom and my dad. Go ahead.
Well, for me, I'm getting over a sinus infection. I sound so much better. I tried to fight it on my own, and I had a Z-Pack, and I was like, no, I need to
Z-Pack?
see what my immune system's made of. Yeah, Z-Pack is like a pack of antibiotics.
Oh.
But they get rid of the good bacteria in your body too. So I'm loading up on my prebiotics, my probiotics, trying to fight what the Z-Pack is doing, but I needed it. So the moral of the story is my immune system is still trash, and I don't know why. I went on a date last week, and it was so funny to me. I went on a date. Did I tell the story about the guy? I did. About the guy from that Mandy was like, she's single.
On the podcast, did you tell the story?
I feel like I did. All right, this is a side note. So everybody keeps tagging us and stuff and saying Tommy Lee Jones, laughing my ass off. Did we talk about Tommy Lee Jones last week?
Yeah, we didn't know who's Tommy Lee Jones. We thought Tommy Lee Jones was Tommy Lee. Who the fuck? See, I still don't know who it is.
Tommy Lee Jones is from The Fugitive, a white hero.
He's from.
Did you see The Fugitive?
The Men in Black.
Actually, he wasn't a fugitive. He
the
wasn't
Men in
a
Black.
hero in that.
The Men in
he
Black.
was a hero in Men in Black. He was
I love Tommy Lee Jones. Not Tommy Lee Jones. The guy that had the sex tape with Pamela Anderson, her husband.
Oh, we said it was Tommy Lee Jones. That's
what is that man's name, though? I still don't know that man's name.
Google it, Pamela Anderson's husband, Tommy, and then it'll come up. All right, I was wondering, like, what the fuck were we talking about? Why are we
Tommy Lee. It's just Tommy Lee.
It's just Tommy Lee. We had to put made him black. Had to put the Jones on there. Everybody kept tweeting, and I was like, what? Okay. Anyway, so I went on a date with this guy, and he got in. We met up, and the first thing that he said when he saw me, he was like, "Oh, looks like you just left a protest against the apartheid." When I tell you, I cracked. I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I looked at myself. I hovered over my double consciousness and was like, "Oh, bitch, you are funny." So it was cold last week. I felt myself. I thought I was getting sick, and so I was like, "Oh no, I have to cover my clavicle."
Yes.
I had on a black turtleneck that was like up to here. It was like a really high turtleneck. Some black like pants. Some black, not like, it was like black jeans. And combat boots. Yeah. But then I had my trench coat, this army green. And it was definite, and my hair was pulled back in a tight bun. And it was definitely given.
Why you say an apartheid protest, though?
Right, because I think that's all he could think of. And I was like, sir, why would it be against the apartheid? But he was fine. That's all I'm going to that. But it was so funny, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Maybe Mandy and them were on to something, because the last date, or one of the last dates I went on, I had my Birkenstocks on, and they made fun of me about that. I remember the guy was like, you walked here? I was like, yeah. And he was like, you're not like sweaty? And I was like, it's a beautiful day. So I don't know. It's tricky. It's getting tricky.
But what did they
So
say? I don't understand what they said. What did they say that they just said, why are
they
you
just
dressing like
made
that on the
fun of me.
date?
They just like, girl, what are you doing? Like you wearing Birkenstocks on a date. But they would be
Girl.
like super dressed up on a date, and that's just you're not
Mm-mm.
getting that from me on date one. Get out of
Mm-mm.
here.
Out of here. I'm damn near ugly when we going out on a date. Is this
Right.
real? Is the chemistry
You
real?
right. I can't dress up for you yet. Come
No.
on. Oh no. I'm not gonna be out here looking like myself.
God forbid. But damn
But
near
I
close.
but you're gonna get the vibe. But when he said that I looked like I just came from a protest, I was dying. I was like, wow, I love myself so much. Oh well. But that's like kind of me and accurate. I was
It
like, you should
is. I
know
feel
that
like
that's
you
like
did
who I
not come
am.
in
So
cosplay. Yes.
no, he was
That's
like,
what,
listen, I fuck with it. I'm here for it. I was like, okay, sir, as long as you know. And then he did point out that while we were at a bar, apparently I told him that he was talking to me and I told him to hold on because they were showing replays of the game.
girl, that
And
is
it
you
was a
gave him
Sixers
your
game. I
full
was like,
ass
oh, hold
self.
on a second. But I didn't realize. And so he just started talking about the game and the Sixers. So we just started talking about that. But later on in the evening, he was like, you know that you like just cut me off and told me to hold on in the middle of my statement because you wanted to watch ESPN. So I did. Hey, I'm sorry, sir. So I am out of practice. I'm gonna try to work that out. I'm gonna try
I
to.
feels like you're coming as your full ass self. This is not cosplay. This is the real thing. So
I don't know.
I
That was rude for me to be like, hold up, shut up, and beads on. That wasn't cool. Um, I'm gonna work it out. I'm really angry about politics. Y'all knew that was coming, but we're gonna get into it later. Um, Blue got me nothing for Mother's Day,
mm.
so not a goddamn thing,
When
but
are
an
we gonna talk
attitude.
about the ethnicity of your cat?
No,
Like
that
I'm
is next week. Stop. Look
okay.
at the um outlines, please. And then speaking of sports, I really do wish I had somebody to talk sports with. I would love to get on here and talk sports with you because the Sixers are doing amazing things, but you're just not into it.
No,
So
I'm
that
sorry.
sucks. But also, there's another man in my life, speaking of sports,
I got
who
hoes.
he got on my phone and decided to try to talk sports with me, but knew he didn't know what he was talking about, but needed to act like he did
I know
because
exactly who
he's a
that is
man.
too.
And I
What a
know you
fucking
do.
grip, yo.
And I was just like, I was trying so hard, and then I knew that I was getting rude because I just wouldn't let him have it. And actually, I don't think it's that rude. I just wouldn't let him have it. He was saying stuff like, "Oh, what did he say?" He said, "Yeah, you know." I think that. Oh, what did he say? Who was it? Somebody should have stayed on the Nets who never played for the Nets a day in their damn life. He was telling me about how,
That's
and
farce.
girl, stop. He was telling me about how Embiid on the floor is a liability. And I was like, what? Embiid on the floor opens up so many other players because he gets double teamed. Like he just didn't know what he was talking about. He was watching the game and was like, oh, this game is over. I said, we're up by one and this is the second quarter. He was like, yeah, but just the energy. And I was like, they're on like a 7-2 run, like the other team. What are you watching the game? It was just like talk about something else. Like we don't have to talk about that. It's okay if that's not you. Huh? What'd you say? But he was on there, and I just think that I run into a lot of men who do that, but he does it in a way that is just exhausting because he really cannot not be right. And he cannot ever appear to not be in the know. And it is the most and he is
Flag.
so handsome, super red flag, so handsome, so attractive, but it is the most unattractive
Girl.
quality where I'm just
Toxic.
like, ugh,
Hmm.
I can't. So that poor thing.
Do you talk about sports with your mom?
Yes, of course, all the
She's
time.
following
That's
everything?
most of our conversations.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
for
amazing.
people
I
that
love
don't
that.
know, my mom and dad met on the basketball court. My mom was an incredible ball player, and she used to hustle men out of money with my dad while she was
I
pregnant with my
love that.
sister.
I wanna see that
No, like
happen.
she won championships. Like my dad got her knocked up, but she was supposed to go and be something.
Oh,
It's a shame. Tricky. Um, and then I got my hair cut by
get
Mona, the
get it,
Mona cut.
swing it.
And she
Yeah.
brought these little curls back to life. The
Ooh,
headphones messed them up. And of course, I probably put a little too much conditioner in it, so it's weighing it down. But you can see a difference. Like,
you
look at that.
can.
Look at how they're laying.
Voluminous.
I'm
Voluminous.
like, Mona, thank you. And she kept my little back, so I still feel like I have length. She's like, I know you're trying to grow it out, but girl, we got to lift you up in prayer because you're looking, baby. Them curls was laying on my face like terrible. But I love Mona. For those of you that don't know Mona, Mona has a studio here in New York City, and I was not paid to do this, but I'm gonna do it. And I sat next to Mona at an event and was convinced, like, this is the only woman who I would want to cut my hair. She talked about how she started to do Black women's hair, and she realized that it was a really spiritual experience for them when they would get in her chair and like burst into tears when they would big chop or whatever the case was. And so she really sought out like these women and wanted to hear their stories, wanted to understand their relationship with their hair. And she takes it so seriously. Like you have a consultation with her, you talk about your relationship with your hair. She like, and she's super funky. Her whole thing is like she wants to give you a shape. She
Mhm.
wants you to have a shape, and she's like, I don't want to do these regular cuts that like she does on me, but there's like super cool, like asymmetrical kind of things. If anybody who follows Fran, like the Fran Bob is something that she's done, and like she just does really beautiful work and is such a kind being, and it's honestly the one person who I feel really safe every time I go.
What a testimony.
I'm really serious. Like you ever sit in somebody's chair, you're nervous, like, oh my God, oh my
All
God,
the
oh my God,
time.
oh my God. Yeah. I never feel that way ever. Ever. I'm just like I trust her
Together.
completely. So shout out to Mona. In other news, I saw a jump in our rates and our reviews. Please continue to rate and review Around the Way Curls on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It does make a big difference in our visibility. And welcome to all the new listeners who have been joining us lately. We are happy to have you here. Please make sure that you go back and fetch it, Sankofa moment, and listen to all the old episodes so that you can understand our crazy. Not that we understand it, but so maybe you can. Maybe you can help us piece it together. Also, please be sure to check us out at the Roots Picnic, June 4th, around, like, what is it? Can we say when? Like 4:30?
2:30?
Girl, I thought it was 4:30.
I don't know,
Well,
actually.
one of those times. We will be at the podcast stage. Same stage is going to have Horrible Decisions, Rory and Mal, a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
What's her name? Jamel.
I don't know that lady. You were like, girl, you don't know her. And I was like, sorry to that woman.
Because she started out as a sportscaster, but she's much more than that.
It'll be
Anyway,
all right.
you got to get in. You would enjoy sports, I feel.
I would. Maybe I would.
I feel like you would get really excited.
I have to be led into it. Somebody has to like show me the way. And basketball of all of the sports is what I'm most interested in.
Okay, well, let's start there.
Frustrate. Stop, go. That shit gets on my nerves.
All right, basketball.
Yeah,
Basketball stopped going out too because the refs be calling all kinds of fouls. Anyway, hot shit. This is not new, but I went into my bag and was in here a little bit sick this weekend, but was cleaning up my house. And I rediscovered Regina Bell's Heaven's Just a Whisper Away. Do you know that song?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So this is like, I think 90s power ballad, like power Black girl ballad of like.
How does it go? I might know it, but I just don't know that I do.
I'm not going to sing it because I can't. You wouldn't. Anyway, I'm not going to sing it. I was about to. I'm like, I'm about to play myself. But anyway, it's a really beautiful song, and the lyrics are gorgeous, but it's very like you would never hear it now. It's like back when people would sing and there would be like a modulation and a huge climax. And so then I was like, yo, I'm about to get into my bag. I went back to Mariah Carey and I started
Yes.
listening to Music Box.
Yeah.
And I started listening to Daydreaming, the albums.
Yeah.
And I said, unpopular opinion, I miss the R&B power ballad. And I also don't like, this is unpopular opinion, I don't like the emancipation of Mimi. I like the shackled Mariah. I like Mariah.
Where she was just forced to just told
before she met up with Puff and them. I liked the Mariah that was with that white man who was managing her. It was like 50,000 years old. And she was singing basically the same kind of stuff that Whitney was singing. And she was hitting her little high notes. This pre like body
she looked like a white woman. That's when Mariah. You like white Mariah.
There you go. I miss white Mariah. White, shackled, unfree Mariah.
Child.
That was Mariah.
That is an unpopular opinion.
That's an unpopular opinion, like hell. But I'm like, and I started listening to that Emancipation of Mimi. It was like, this has nothing on.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That song. What was the other? Fantasy was cute, but even Music Box. Even if you're lonely and you need a friend.
Did Mariah have a verses yet? Who would Mariah's verses be against?
Mariah would never be on verses. Did you see that she was just in the bathtub in a huge ball gown and gloves, with sipping in the tub, sipping champagne just on live?
She's a fucking vibe.
she's like verses.
She okay?
What the fuck is that? No, Mariah would never do verses. And if she did, I would want it to be Free Mariah versus Emancipated Mariah. That's what I want to see. Every time that Emancipated shit come on, I'm like, boo. For real. Go back and listen to her stuff.
Biracial ass up. Bring out the white Mariah.
No. Watch me work. I'm about to put you in a game right now. Because I don't think that y'all really understand what I'm talking about. The Mariah Carey that I know is, excuse me, that's not her. Music Box. You got Dream Lover, Hero, Anytime You Need a Friend, Never Forgot
when
You.
Hero comes along.
All I've Ever Wanted.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so pretty. And then you have, let me go. Oh, excuse me. And then you have Underneath the Stars, One Sweet Day.
Oh.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, y'all.
Yeah, you gotta put Mariah on your playlist. When you be doing your hip hop and R&B, you do not be having Mariah on the R&B.
Because she don't really fit. Even Butterfly was a vibe. My all was great.
I don't know my all.
Yeah, yes you do. I give my all to Have Just One More Night with You.
Oh, yes, I do.
Whenever You Call, Beautiful Ones. You forgot about Beautiful Ones.
I'm gonna cry myself to sleep to that tonight.
Cisco singing his ass off. You forgot about Outside. She was talking about the white and black plight.
Oh, the biracial angst came through on the track.
It was like, it's hard to explain. Girl, bye. But this was the start of it. I'm telling, Butterfly was the start when she started. She did that little song with Bone Thugs and Harmony and lost her motherfucking mind. Never came back. And then Rainbow was she was gone. Jay-Z was on that shit. She ruined.
Rainbow. What song
Missy
was?
Elliott.
Wait. What was the Jay-Z song? Oh.
Heartbreaker.
Oh, that's my shit. Heartbreaker, you got the best of me. 'Cause I just keep on coming back.
Look, she got a song, Thank God I Found You, with Joe and 98 Degrees. It just got real poppy. Then she came out with Glitter. Lost her motherfucking mind. Charm Bracelet.
She came out with the short stuff. She was straightening her hair.
Hated it. Yeah. Emotions. Come on, let's go back. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go back. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion only because people forgot about Shackled Mariah. Take it back. That's all I got for hot shit. Oh no, it's more hot shit, but it's all in the pop culture. I do want you to know. I want to stop talking soon too, because I've been talking too much. Your revolutionary queen is now under criminal investigation because she kicked a woman in her
Because they
stomach.
want to keep her down. Now they coming up with some random shit. They want to lock her up by any means necessary, catch her on the case. Stop playing. They want to get her.
Girl, Black Chyna. Okay.
Black China is leading the way. She's
You know her and her
anti-capitalism.
mom, Tokyo Tony, got a talk show coming out, they said.
Do you know apparently she had a GoFundMe and Kim Kardashian donated $5?
I sent that to you. That was probably somebody that just said their name was Kim Kardashian.
Either way, that's hilarious, and I hope it really was Kim.
Her mom started that GoFundMe. I can't. And people donated to that shit.
Under criminal investigation because she kicked a woman in the stomach. She was defending herself.
Oh, right. Anyway, have you seen this video of Pardi and Meg?
Yes, I did. And first of all, I thought they broke up.
I know you did. I said it. I said they didn't.
She took down all his pictures, all evidence. I think they were having issues. They
might have been. I think he was telling her you might drink too much. You might need to chill out a little bit. And she was probably like, hold up. Either way, they both said like, no, we're just being more private. And then they was in the club like
being not very private at all.
Listen,
not giving us a glimpse into.
You're a small girl. How much do you weigh, Shanti? Like 140 pounds max.
More than
wet.
No.
All right, I don't believe that. But
fucking wagging in double D's, bitch. Stop playing. I'm sorry.
You're right, Queen. Apologies. So with that said, with somebody who has some size to her, right? I'm 5'7", much bigger than Meg. Meg is 5'10" though, and built the way she's built. I see people online saying she gotta be 150 pounds, and he just swinging her around like a rag doll. I'm like, first of all, that bitch is more than that's cute that y'all think she's. Megan is pushing 200 pounds with all that muscle mass and ass and titty and wig on her.
Yeah,
okay? That is a woman. And the way that
flinging her around, just giving on the hips. Oh, child. They look practiced.
God win. God win.
She looks happy. She said, "God win."
She looks happy, and I said, I've been picked up, but I feared for that man's life for all of them 2 seconds I was up there.
Yeah, just
where he dropped. I'm like, sir, you could die. Don't do this because I'm not enjoying it. I'm worried. I see you might pop a blood vessel, might have a heart attack. I don't know. But the way he was just swinging her and then held her with the one hand and paused and then just gave her a kiss and went right back at it and then carried her up the stairs. I said, wow.
Did you like her? Did you see the song she dropped for Coachella?
With Plan B? Yeah.
That shit goes hard. I watched that over repeatedly. I said, Meg.
That was that was what she was celebrating. The party was called Plan B.
Oh, yeah, I ain't following her that closely of the reasons for which they are gathered.
I'm not following her that closely either, but when I saw her being picked up like that, I said, let me go ahead and see what this is now. But I'm ashamed I'm ashamed about how many times I replayed that. Speaking of being ashamed, today I sent you a text, girl, and I was like, actor Jesse Williams is currently in a Broadway play.
Broadway naked.
Well, that's in the show. But he is butt naked in this play. I knew that he was in a Broadway show where he was naked. I did know that. But some theater goer, and you're not supposed to have phones in the theater, took their phone out and recorded him.
Made into a gift.
In like the shower scene of the play. And this man's penis is out. And he hits it so that it swings from left to right.
Yes, he did.
And he stands there like the specimen he is. I said, I thought a couple things. First of all, what did you think, Queen?
I didn't know he was packing like that. I was shocked. I was shocked.
Why were you shocked? And be honest.
Delighted. I don't know. He doesn't give.
Because he's biracial. Because he's biracial.
No,
I was proud of him. That's why, I'll be honest. I was like, I did not expect this from my biracial canes. I judge them.
Well, I guess it's the light eyes. I think it's the light
It's the
eyes.
light. He's just
It's
too
not the
pretty to
light
be.
skin. It's the light eyes.
It's the light
I
eyes.
don't.
It's the
I still
biracial.
don't
It's the
care.
pretty. I don't pretty privilege. I don't know what it is, but you can't have it all. And I'm just like, how the fuck you
Allegedly,
got it
he
all?
does. Shout out to his boo, that young thing.
They're not together anymore. I like
Jesse,
her
is everything
too.
okay?
I know they're not together.
Damn, and he only paying his wife like
Well, he's only on Broadway.
$230 a
He's
month.
only on Broadway. He said, "I don't have this Grey's Anatomy check
He's
no more."
pissed.
Listen
He's like,
to
nigga,
me.
you should have kept that motherfucking job.
Listen to me. And you know, this would be different if this was like a leaked video. I would feel bad, like, oh no, invasion of privacy. But you on Broadway with your dick out, so I feel like I can talk about it.
Beautiful.
I've had penis like that in my life.
Shout out.
Penis like that will ruin your fucking lives, ladies. You don't want that. And I have to be honest, the person who I had it from was fine like that in my eyes. Not light skin fine. He was milk dud fine in my eyes and many a eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, I will never forget calling him out on something. And we were being playful about it, but I remember being like, you do XYZ and that's not cool. And him standing up and looking at me the way Pardi looked down at Meg and said, but I got a big dick though. And I was like, this is dangerous.
Should have ran away.
I should have ran right the fuck then. Because he knew the power
I'm gonna be in trouble.
that he wielded. Sorcerer. I
slang.
said, wow.
The power that he's slaying.
Listen.
Just an
Save
anatomy.
your motherfucking selves. If you get with a man who is fine, talented, talking about black women are queens, and his dick is big, no. Just run. He's finna ruin your fucking life. Something has to be off. I keep telling y'all, you need a little ugly in your man. You need a little ugly in your man. Jesse Williams, I don't know what's going on over there, but it's too much of a good thing in one person. I don't trust it.
I know he's all articulate too. He's
I'm like, you out here delivering speeches
out here trying
at
to find
BET.
his passion and purpose, not running after a dollar.
Right. I'm like, this is too much. You really want to be like a real actor? You want to do a stage
even
play?
necessary. He was like, all right, how about this?
No, this
I'll
is
just be on the pretend I'm in the shower.
This play is a remake. This is an old play. This isn't something like somebody wrote and just put him in. Like this is a revered play.
Why is the public?
And he's playing a gay man in it.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's about this actor life and fine, and then runs around Brooklyn really like unassuming, in like a fucking V-neck T-shirt.
Don't
at
let
a
me
tie
see him.
spot.
I want to say something dumb. Don't let me see him and now have one drink. I'm gonna be like,
hi, I really like the way your penis swung from your inner thigh to the other inner thigh, and I'd like it to swing around in my throat. Sorry.
I would like it to hit my. What's that thing called?
What was the thing? Cardi was like that little singly thing that's swinging it back. I can't stand it. We don't know.
Scientific name. Dula oblongata is in your brain, but
this is the sign. If listen, ladies, this is truly the sign you were looking for. If your man has all these things,
you can.
Or your woman, if she just got everything
No, it doesn't
right,
apply to women. Stop playing.
See, that's your problem. What did we discover last week? Women are actually worse. These lesbian relationships are actually more toxic. You still haven't accepted it. And you know what? People are tweeting, and you're not on Twitter, but they're tweeting about that, laughing like, this is so cute how Shanti thought that lesbians weren't toxic.
I just know the social justice
be fucking each other up.
That is problematic.
I know.
And terrible. But no, women can have it all and be all. Men, not so much. Especially light-skinned men with green eyes. You know that nigga.
Light-skinned men with green eyes who Harry Belafonte likes.
Speaking of a light-skinned man, I feel like Drake has a wig on. I don't think those are his wigs. I think it's a wig, and I want him to stop. This is ridiculous. When did he grow that hair out?
Girl, he's been growing that hair out.
No, girl.
He's been doing it, and it's irritating.
It's a wig.
Every time I see it.
He got a lace front on.
These
And
girls love it.
he's weird enough to have a lace front. I believe it's not real and it's not right.
I could see Drake having a lace front right
Yes,
now.
I think it is. He's strange. But
I would like to see Drake in a play.
But
where his
apparently
penis
Drake
is
is
out.
packing too. Apparently
I
Drake
know,
got
I
that
heard.
thing too.
But Drake, that makes sense because he don't have it all. He's not the full package. Drake is weird looking. Nobody's going to convince me that he's not. And he is just weird. He has Aaliyah twice on his body with Sade, with his dad, with his mom, with Lil Wayne, like other random people. Something's wrong with him. And so that's how you know, like, okay, maybe Drake will one day be safe. No, I don't think so.
Let me
But
say something though. And I'm gonna say this again. Y'all say what you want to. It's the skinny niggas with the locks.
Child.
That are putting it down. If he has the legs of a 9-year-old boy, the more undeveloped his motherfucking calf. Watch out now.
Shout out to the homies. Shout out to the homies we know with the Negroes with the locks, skinny Negroes with the locks.
They got to be skinny.
They gotta be skinny.
Not to be undeveloped.
Not the meaty lock boys. No. We talking about the North Philly.
I mean, their body has to be skinny.
Yes.
They have to have undeveloped calves.
Underdeveloped chests.
Yes.
Calves. Forearms. All of it. Underdeveloped. But the forearms gotta be veiny. Yeah. They do have the veiny forearms. Mm-hmm. And then look at Erykah Badu.
Case they gotta be brown skin too. Light skin.
They gotta be brown skin.
It doesn't count. They gotta be light skin. But Erykah Badu, that thing, girl, I know what that is.
Girl,
she is purring. She just purrs. She just looks like she's just purring. Oh, she loves him. I love that for her. I love it for him. And he cool as a cucumber. He ain't hype either.
He ain't hype at all. He'd be like, all right, chill, bitch.
Chill, I'm making my fucking mediocre beats, bitch. I'm working on my mixtape to drop.
Erykah gonna curse us out. I don't want to say too. Speaking of pop culture, and this is hot shit. The God, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar gave us The Heart. What's it called? The Heart Part 5? Mm-hmm. He is just a brilliant. I don't know what the hell's. I just don't know what he does all day. I think that he just sits there and observes humanity and tries to figure out how to plead with it to be better.
Yeah.
With his art.
I feel like he is a reincarnated Tupac. They say that, but I feel like he's really doing what Tupac was too fucking hot to do. Tupac just couldn't get it together. He's like, too much of a Gemini. He's an evolved Gemini, this Kendrick. I don't know him personally, but
is Kendrick a Gemini?
All the best rappers are Geminis, girl.
What's in your hands that you're fiddling with? Because it's loud.
Yes, he's a Gemini.
Wow. And he's also a father now. So I think that makes a big difference. But if y'all have not heard this track, and especially this is something, I think this is one of those tracks where you need to watch the video. He morphs into Juicy Smollett, O.J. Simpson, Kanye West, Kobe Bryant, and Will Smith, and Nipsey. Oh, Nipsey at the end.
And you said Kobe.
But at different parts of the song to really drive the message forward. And
what is the message?
I think it's to humanize people. Even the way that he was rapping the song in the video, it looks, he has these eyes of a young boy. Like you can see young Kendrick in him, and I just wanted to hold him. And it's like he's transforming himself into these people to be like, yeah, you know me as this, but like this is really what my internal dialogue is. This is really what's brewing inside of me and what I'm dealing with and why I'm acting the way I'm acting.
And he's talking about the relationship between the culture and like the impact
Mhm.
that these people have made on the culture, and just that weird relationship as well, how that shit can eat you up and spit you out, and also how people are so attached to I was just observing my own personal reactions when all of the faces came up and being like, wow.
Right. What do you immediately think of?
Mm-hmm.
I also
Oh, Will Smith's the most. I don't know why that was just like, oh.
Yeah. But I also think it's really incredible the sample, like that
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Gaye, I want you and I want you to want me too. Just replaying over and over. It's like that's it. That's the human experience. When it boils down to everything else, it boils down to love and being seen and being accepted and being, nobody wants to feel alone, even though they might, you know, do things that where they either self-isolate or society isolates them or whatever the case is. Nobody wants that.
I'm so
So
excited for his album.
I'm so excited.
And that's a performing ass nigga. Don't know it can't nobody perform. That nigga be acting. Even contorting his
Yeah.
body. I said, oh,
Yes.
Kenny, stop. Get
He's
it.
brilliant. He's writing something, right? He's writing some sort of show. I forget. I talked about it on See the Thing Is with Mandy and Bridget, but it
I
was
hope
some kind
so.
of very weird concept about like a white slave owner, and I don't know.
Uh-oh.
The premise felt like, uh-oh. But I was like, if there's anybody I trust with it, it's him. So we'll see. But y'all need to check out Kung Fu Kenny. And Kung Fu Kenny, we are praying for you, King.
Do we have to mention this one?
You want to go? You just skip it? I think it's hilarious, but okay. Oh, we'll go to this one because we have to. Um, over the weekend, was it the weekend? I think my friend texted me and was like, "Yo, Kevin Samuels is dead," and I was like, "Really? Oh." And I was just kind of sat there. I'm not trying to be funny because somebody's dead. I'm really not. But I sat there and got concerned with myself because I think he said it best. I felt so indifferent. And then I really sat and thought about it and was like, oh man, the only thing I feel is bad for him. And not because obviously because he's dead, but I felt so bad for him that I feel like he left here without ever receiving and understanding the love that he really wanted. And it was interesting to see how social media responded, and just personal friends of mine who don't hold back. But I was disappointed to see how many outlets and personal people that I knew were like, oh, well, he's somebody who was just really outspoken. You didn't always like what he had to say, but at the end of the day, he was trying to mend the relationship between the black man and the black woman. I was like, the fuck? No, he wasn't. I don't agree. And I just feel like we can mourn somebody and be sad that somebody died without having to change the narrative around who they were. But I also recognize too that some
He
people
was that though.
some people he was, which to me is wildly dangerous. But I wasn't celebrating that he died. I did see that and I was like, that's unfortunate because he's got like family. And I was sad to see that his mother found out on social media, which must have been horrific. But yeah, he had a heart attack. And now they're releasing the 911 call that the young woman who she don't even really know this man. She, poor thing, she went on a date with him and then went back home with him. And she happened to be a nurse, and said he was dealing with his chest was hurting, and he fell on top of her. And in the call, you can hear her saying like, she needed the whatever that machine is, to shock your heart. She was like, he's turning blue. He's not gonna make it. Like somebody, I need this, and pleading, and he died. But
it's crazy because he's on the next episode of Atlanta. That's so. Have you been watching? Have you caught up?
I
on
have
it?
not caught.
How you gonna catch up on this by the weekend?
Yes, I will. I have it in my head that every night I have to watch it.
It's a very spooky season. That's all I'm gonna say. And the fact that the next episode that airs
He's
is,
on it.
yes, is featuring him is just like, it's so in alignment with the theme of the actual show that it's uncanny. It's uncanny.
Wow.
Well,
Speaking of Atlanta, we're going to be talking about Atlanta soon,
I
y'all, with
can't wait. I have so
special
much to say.
guest Asante. Hey, Asante. Um, yeah, but I feel I was more so like you like to say that you observe your response and your behavior, and I was more so observing myself and was shocked at how indifferent I was and a little disappointed too. Like, all right, girl, are you an awful person? Or are you like, I don't know. It just felt weird to me that,
I mean, I think I felt the same response when I find out somebody I don't know dies. It's death is
okay.
always like an eerie thing. Like, damn, he's really gone.
Hmm.
But it wasn't like, that's what he gets.
Yeah, because
Nor was
I
it
think
like,
too, we didn't really follow
give
him
him a
like that.
chance. Yeah.
I think the only time that I really was introduced to him when I was on Bridget and Mandy's show, See the Thing Is, and he was a topic because he was coming for them.
He was.
Yeah,
He did.
he came for them. Like he subdissed them in one thing. Um,
High value. That was his thing. High value man.
Child, girl,
See,
bye.
high value
Please don't
women.
say that.
Child.
Like me can't. Anyway, but yeah, moving right along. Very different news. Politics. Have you been following this officer?
I saw it, but I have no. I'm interested for you to share the meat and
Okay,
potatoes of this.
so today I just saw that they finally caught them, and it's sad. It's
Oh,
sad because she is in the hospital with a self-inflicted gun wound to the head.
oh! This was a wild. This was a lifetime
Yes, this
dramatic.
is definitely going to be a Lifetime movie. But this
Oh,
is another
Vicky.
thing where I was watching this and I was thinking like, yo, I thought about me, like me, like 10 years ago, and how my dumbass Mike could have done some stupid shit like this in the name of love. And it made me so mad. So this is to all the ride or die chicks. Don't be a ride or die chick. The dating pool is not that bad. Or maybe it is, but Vicky White, 56, no relation to inmate Casey White, 38. And apparently this dude is like 6'9", like something ridiculous. Like you can spot him. Um, she and he ran off together, and what people are believing, at first they thought that he abducted her, and then they were they were realizing, like, hold up, Vicky had submitted her retirement papers right before her mysterious disappearance. She sold her house for only $90,000. I said, baby girl, that
Girl,
is
not in
not
this
market
market.
value. That's around the way arithmetic, baby girl. That ain't it now. For $90,000, and then emptied out all her accounts.
Trying to go off the grid.
Listen, and so she stop. And so she and he ran away before escaping. Inmate Casey White, the man, was serving 75 years for a series of crimes, including home invasion, carjacking, and a police chase. And then, according to the U.S. Marshals, he also faced 2 counts of capital murder for a stabbing death of a 59-year-old. So he was not the best person, but
No.
inmates were saying that he always got special treatment from her, that there was definitely like energy.
Taking her down.
So somehow this man, and you know what, criminals, I feel like criminals are some of the most charming and tricky people, and that's why they're good criminals. And so somehow this tricky little man, big ass man, wooed this older woman, and maybe she
56 is
was,
not that old, but okay.
no, I'm saying he's 38, so she's older than him is what I'm saying. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe she enticed him. Who knows?
Word.
We don't know. But all I know is they took off, child. And they was not even gone that long. They was on the run. I have been watching this, and every day more and more details were coming out. Like, oh, well, we realized that she just sold her house. And they're like, oh, well, we realized her bank accounts are empty. Oh, wait a minute. The car that we just found, she actually rented. And then they rented a car and spray painted an entire car to make it another color. I said, wow. It just is given. There's just
It's
so
giving Queen and Slim.
it's
giving
just
Queen and
right.
Slim.
There's just
So
so
let
much
me go get my
opportunity
boots and
in
a
this.
dress on. And let's
Yo,
go out.
I just see this on Lifetime, and I just want women, all the women out there, to know that like you don't have to do this. And I was really thinking long and hard, like no, I would not break an inmate out of jail and try to be with
Listen,
him. But what are the other desperate things we have done that we know is against our best interest, but we do it in the name of love because it's trash out here? You don't know because you're in a relationship with an artsy boy that's nice to you. He makes you bad chicken.
no, he normally
He won't
makes me
let you.
good chicken.
I'm just
Nobody
saying, like,
at him. Don't bring this up.
he makes
normally
good
makes
chicken.
really
Sometimes
good
he makes bad chicken. Y'all love each other. It works out. Y'all come see Basquiat things together. It's very beautiful. But the rest of us are out here struggling.
Girl,
The rest of us are breaking people out of jail,
listen.
spray painting cars, selling our homes for $90,000. Tinder swindler,
Vicky, she was
taking
at the
out
end
loans.
She's getting stable. She's just on the edge of stability, a pension.
She was about to
You
retire,
make her
and
feel
apparently,
alive.
what's really sad, and we're joking, but like this self-inflicted gun wound is really sad because I
That's the
guess when they
saddest part.
found her,
Yeah.
she probably realized like, oh my God, a corrections officer, I can't go to jail.
Mm.
Imagine that. I hope that she gets help, but I don't know.
Vicky might have been alive though. He might have made her feel alive. Vicky was like, "There's no other way I want to go out." Vicky was making her choices, baby. Vicky's listen. She said, "Why? What am I doing? What I think I'm just gonna live in a retirement home, get a check?
She would
That's
not
not
leave.
life.
She's
This can't
fucking
be life."
sick. She don't need to live in a retirement home yet. She could have.
Still,
I
she
don't
was
know.
like, "This can't be life. I want to get on the edge. Casey gives me life. We about to do
Casey is
drugs
about to get
together."
her life. Okay. Because
She was like, "Vicky,
yeah, they
yo,
found him in like
swallow
Indiana
this
or some
key real
shit.
quick."
Anyway, let's pray for her. I don't know, but
Where's
you know
he?
what else though? Should we? Because then I got mad the other night and I was like, Vicky White, she is a white woman, but she did all this shit and she was still the victim. I was like, if this was a black woman who would have, a black corrections officer who would have, I don't know, snuck out Pookie and them, they would be like, she would be not the victim here. Like Vicky,
the narrative is that she's the
the
victim?
narrative is poor Vicky. We're worried about her safety. We don't know how he manipulated her and brainwashed her. And you know, we think that he is armed and dangerous. So if you see them, please, like, yeah, the narrative was like they still need to protect this woman who was taken advantage of by this awful man.
Racism is always going to prevail, child. Racism.
Child. Keisha, don't do that, girl.
Should have been a worldwide manhunt for Keisha and Pookie.
Anyway,
Child,
look at
he
the
would have
time.
75 years for like stealing a book bag or some shit. Something dumb. This nigga done did a bajillion things. Anyway,
Child.
we'll get it started.
Look at the time. What do you think? You think the next topic should be the topic? Or let's go into voicemails and then come back with that? Oh God, come on, make a decision.
But let's just go into this, and if it goes a long time, then we won't
But we have to have a break in voicemails, Queen. So let's just make a decision.
Oh,
we're already at an hour, so I think this is the topic.
Let's get the voicemails. Yeah.
All right, so we have 3 voicemails, good people, and we are going to play them now. This always gives me anxiety.
Hey, Antoinette and Shanti. I'm just calling because I just started really listening to y'all. I think I found y'all like a couple of years ago. And I like the podcast, but now like I've just gotten really into it. And y'all are so funny. I love y'all. Y'all be having me cracking up. And when Shanti was talking about on a previous episode, I don't even know what year it was from, when she was talking about her neighbors fighting and arguing, that made me laugh so hard, because my neighbors are the same way. And it's to the point where I'm like, let me call the police. And it's scary because it's like, internet, the same way you think how some, like, y'all start on a topic that's really light, and then all of a sudden, like, internet, you start thinking, like, so in depth about something. It's the same way, because I'm like, I'm literally witnessing, like, domestic violence on both ends. And, like, I'm not doing what I need to be doing to help them, but then it's also, like, not my place to be helping. So it's like domestic violence really affects, like, people who aren't even in the relationship. And that just made me think of y'all, because Shanti had me cracking up, because her neighbors be fighting like mine, and then Antoinette be coming with, like, that's domestic violence. And then you're sitting there like, oh, crap, it is. Like, am I responsible? Do I need to be stepping up and doing something? But anyway, I just love y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing, and y'all are amazing. So God bless. And this is Avery, by the way. Have a good day. Bye.
Domestic violence is not funny.
It is not funny, and I should be doing something, but
You might could get jumped.
I might. That's tricky. I think we need to have a serious conversation about it, because child should keep coming back, and they beat each other up, and it's like they're fighting. It's like a consensual fight versus one person. I hear one person constantly being. They both. Like, I don't know who, if the cops came, I wouldn't know who to say is the antagonist and the one that's getting their butt beat. Like, because they both, one person win a fight one day, one person be out on the street crying, calling another person.
But that's why I said, if you ever see either one of them alone, to just say, hey, are you okay? And that's it. That might be enough. Are you okay? Just real calm. Are you okay?
I will do that.
And you don't have to say why. And if they say, like, why? Be like, no, I'm just checking on you. You don't have to say, like, what it is. Like, well, I hear that you guys are upstairs fighting all the time, and I'm concerned. You could just say, I just want to check on you. If you ever need anything, I'm right downstairs. That's
upstairs. It. And also,
upstairs.
I don't want to get dragged. I don't want to be dragged into that shenanigans. But I will say that. I'll say, if you need anything.
Yeah, if you need anything, maybe you could open the door, let her hide out, and then be like, listen, you gotta get out of my house. I'm gonna call the cops. I gotta work this out. I don't know.
No, not in the heat of that, because it gets crazy.
I've never heard it. What's so crazy is I've heard them banging on the door to let each other in when they forget the keys. That shit is retarded.
And it's right near JoJo's room. And JoJo be on her tablet. She'll be like,
just minding her business.
The voices comfort me.
Like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. Give that little girl a sister, a brother, or something, please. Not the people.
Like, they're fighting again. She's like, oh yeah. She's at this point.
That's scary.
Because it escalates. Because it's just regular fighting, but then they have blowout events. Anyway, domestic violence is not funny. It's something we have yet to talk about and discuss, and I don't feel equipped to talk about that. I feel like the community should, folks that are equipped with it, who have experienced it or have, we would have to have somebody. We would need somebody to tell us how the community can respond to these things, because it's such a fragile topic. You never know, and if you constantly see the person coming back, it's like, all right. It's like drug use. At some point, you have to make this decision for yourself, because otherwise, everybody's entangled. But
try
tricky.
Just for now, just try the. Are you okay?
Okay, that's good. I will say that.
Real quiet. All right, we have another one.
Hi, Shanti. Hi, Antoinette. I am a long-time listener, first-time caller. But I just listened to y'all's last episode called Tight Grip. And first of all, I wanted to say that I did see the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once last weekend with my sibling. Wonderful movie. I thought it was very healing on a spiritual level. And the main thing that I got about it, especially with the mom being the realist, the dad being the optimist, and the daughter being the pessimist, like that shows us that we need balance. But the main thing that I got out of it was nothing matters. And what I mean by that is that nothing, like nobody's opinions matter. Our success is fake. Our drive, everything like that, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is the connection to self, the connection to nature, and the connection that we have with others, like our families and our loved ones and stuff. That's the real stuff that matters. Everything else are just, distractions. Secondly, I wanted to say to Antoinette that my therapist has actually been working with me on shame, and she tells me that shame is a two-way street until we decided to do, or we learned how to do shame ourselves, or something like that. It's a Brene Brown quote, but that speaks to how our parents, maybe unintentionally shame us in their development. And I do agree with y'all that maybe parenting has to come from a loving place, a curious place, and not so much of a shameful place, placing shame and pressure on your children to be the beings that you want them to be. Like, they're already their own beings. Our job is just to guide them, right? So anyway, I feel like I'm talking a lot. So love you guys, and thank y'all. Bye.
The way that person just wrapped up and deepened my understanding of everything everywhere is all at once was just chef's kiss. Thank you for that. Yes. I didn't connect the optimist, the pessimist, and the realist. I didn't connect those archetypes.
I didn't say it in those terms, but you saw it though.
I saw it, but like to hear it, give like, those words to it is like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. I loved it.
Yeah. I also thank you for talking about shame, because I'm telling you, baby, shame is tricky, especially when I still stand by the fact that getting shame work, keeping my dumb ass out of trouble.
Exactly.
So, tricky over here. I think you got to know your kid. My dad was like, shame's going to work with this one. She'll work it out later. Ooh, keep kicking this mic. She'll work it out later. And your kid's going to have to unpack something, right? I'm not a mom, but everybody's a little fucked up. Rather unpack shame than, I don't know, a squandered life. Sorry.
Wow.
See, shame.
You understand?
Did you see what just happened there?
Did you see the movie? Okay.
I did see the movie. I'm still unpacking it, baby. All right. We have one more. I'm gonna play this one.
Oh, it's three.
Three.
Wow, Colin.
Let me tell you something. How we have more than that. Wow. But we can't play all of them. We have 1, 2, 3 additional ones, but we will get to them next week. So we'll play this one.
Hi, Antoinette and Shanti. My name is Nicole. I'm a new listener, so I've been binging you guys for the last week. I just got done listening to Eating Ass and They Kill You, and I agree that E. coli is just an accident waiting to happen. I would like to hear y'all's takes on cereal. Personally, my favorite cereal is Captain Crunch. Fuck with Crunch Berries. I think that they were being real disrespectful when they added that to my cereal. I don't like any fruity cereals. Keep Fruit Loops, Tricks, all of that shit away from me. I really enjoy you guys. Keep up the good work. And hope to hear from y'all soon.
Nah, Nicole is funny.
Let me just say something. I just made another connection and how important it is in randomness, right? The fact that person called and said that made my day. And that was the most random thing. So stepping out the box, doing shit you never done before, even though it may be weird, is life. I love that that's the question.
I also can't disagree. I see that of course you agree. I loved Crunch Berries. And I loved the berries in it. I love Captain Crunch Berries. And I loved when they had only the berries. Remember
I
when
was
they had only
deprived.
berries?
Yeah, I was deprived of all sugar cereal. So any cereal that had sugar in it, I was with the
So
shit.
wait. You've never had Captain Crunch Berries?
I did, but only when I went to my friend's house. So I didn't care what they had. I was like, yo, this is delicious, and I want 7 bowls of it. My favorite is Cinnamon Toast Crunch and honeycombs.
Oh,
jams.
no. Honeycomb.
Oh, I love honeycombs. I love smacks too. Because I can't do things that are too sweet.
They're sweet.
Smacks is banging. That
I
frog.
used to love a Lucky Charm.
See, you like that marshmallow and shit. No.
But the Lucky Charm had the grain and the marshmallow. So, like, it wasn't all sweet. I hate. Don't put a Trix near me. I hate Trix. That is way too sweet. You talk about you don't like sweet.
Trix. I don't like Trix. What's the other one that was the cornballs?
Oh, Fruity Pebbles I hate. I actually don't know what Trix is.
Okay.
Trix are for kids.
Really
Fruity Pebbles is the one that I want to kill. My favorite cereal, and this is going to sound really, probably, this gluten-free Chex, cinnamon Chex, this shit is so good.
I feel you
I have 3 boxes
Chex is
of
banging.
it.
Chex is banging.
But the gluten-free cinnamon one, have you
When
had
the
that?
milk,
The what?
Zop
Bitch,
it up.
taking the words out of. Oh, you taking the words
it
out
only
of
gets
my mouth.
better. It only gets better.
Baby, the way that Chex will hold that almond milk, it's like, and then you bite and it's like, but the thing about the Chex is,
Not the sound
I'm
effect.
serious. The thing about the Chex is, I've learned what you do is, Shani, you pour a little milk and then you eat and then you pour a little more because it won't, when that Chex starts to soften and it doesn't have the crunch that you really
I still
want.
like it. I love it.
No, I know what you do. You just eat it real fucking fast to make sure you have that.
Yeah,
crunch.
like I do everything
know
because
you
I have an
do.
eating disorder. Yeah,
I know you do.
I've never seen anything cold or soggy because that shit's gone.
It's gone. But Chex, babe, that's y'all go out and buy gluten-free cinnamon Chex. That shit is delicious on Greek yogurt. That's a snack for me now. Like a dessert. I'll get vanilla Greek yogurt and I will put that Chex on it. Like a granola. Delicious. But I will also
People
fuck
are
up a crunch
feeding
berry.
their kids those kind of cereals for breakfast is
We would have that, but that was like a real, I don't know. We must have did something right because we didn't have like crunch berries and stuff often. Like my dad and mom weren't playing that, but we did have it, and I think it was because my dad was a weedhead. It was like this shit is delicious.
and when you high or hungry to midnight snack,
Woo, cereal.
we had shredded wheat, child. We had shredded wheat, no frosted. That shit would slap though, because when that shredded wheat gets all sopped up by the
This
milk,
is disgusting, Shanti. That is not
that
it.
shit bangs. It's good. It gives
That's
good poops
the
too.
worst. Oh my God. All right. Well, if you have any questions for us, please give us a call at 215-948-2780. That's 215-948-2780. And then I was bad and I didn't write this down, but I would like to shout out all the new patrons. We have Anna, we have Naima W, we have, I don't know if Joy, we have Joy B, we have Autumn, we have Brittany J, we have Christina J, and that is all for this week. So shout out to you. Thank you for supporting us. If you are not yet a member of our Patreon, please be sure to join us on Patreon so you can see our lovely faces and our ridiculous facial expressions as we record these episodes. You'll also get additional content where we don't break during our break, so we continue to talk, and then we also usually stay on for quite a bit after the episode. In addition, I will be filming some extra Patreon content next week with Mandy B, so be sure to check that out. I don't know. I think it's time for a break, Sheila.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Boop. Shout. You ain't right now when them voicemails came in?
I have to clean up my child. I said, get off the electronics at 9. And do you hear all this banging? And then all of a sudden I hear my kitchen just banging. It's like you got to keep kids in front of the screen or else they like explore life and ruin your...
What is she doing? She cooking?
I have no idea. Jojo?
I gotta
What are
keep
you
my hands
doing?
out my hair. Keep touching it like a child.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Doing? Cleaning?
No.
Well, there was nothing to clean. You made a mess, that's why.
I did not make a mess. I'm just cleaning off the table.
That's nice.
Are you rearranging the seasoning? All right, Joe.
I'm not.
All right, close the door, please.
Damn.
She
Kids
gonna
can't
go and
even clean
rearrange
no
the
more.
seasons. That's what she gonna do. Okay, all right.
Did you see what somebody wrote on Twitter?
Yeah, about Sag.
Yeah.
It was kind of.
Somebody is on your top one there, though. He was like, does Shanti not have personal social media? I was like, no, she doesn't. He was like, oh, I was just looking to be enlightened a little more. I was like,
Child, please.
I was like, "Buh." It's like,
Must not know.
like, what you saying? What you saying? What you saying? Oh no, I'm missing the game. Sheila,
All right, so how are we gonna make this a conversation? You have questions, or you just how are we gonna do this?
I don't know. Chime in. But let me get some shit off real quick.
All right.
They're gonna be like, answer that, shut the fuck up. Let's just talk.
Okay.
Let's just
Looks
talk.
like a lot of.
I'll start with, I want to know what I'll ask you a question first, and then I'll go into some of these details. Let me see your nails. I can't see. Bring them closer.
It's just white and black. Because I'm biracial.
Let me see.
I can't do
Put
it.
them in front of the thing.
It's too light. Why is it so bright?
Shine bright like a diamond. You have the ring light or the...
Well, that ring light broke, girl. You gave me the broke ring light, and it eventually broke. That drawing cord just fell apart, child.
No, it was nothing wrong with that cord.
Yes, it was. It was the one that you had to replace because it would just not turn off because it had a short in it. You had 2 ring lights, right?
Yeah, but I realized after that it was nothing wrong with that ring light. It was the...
No, it had a short in it because it broke. I'm not making that part up. So.
Are we going to have fun this weekend? I can't tell. All right, wait. But before you come up here, did you read the things? Like bring changes of clothes?
Yes.
All right. All right, we'll talk about that. I'm disappointed. I wanted y'all to come up. I wanted y'all to be up here. I thought this thing was Saturday, but it's not. I actually bought tickets to a show Saturday, but I'll just find somebody to give them to. I've only got 2 tickets. They have them, but I don't think Amanda will want to see it. It's Son Little.
Oh,
I don't think
Son Little,
but I don't think Amanda will want to see that.
They probably have more tickets available.
They do, but I'm saying I don't think Amanda would want to come up here and see that. She gonna be like, "This is not why I came to New York, y'all."
Is she spending the night? I thought she was.
Is she leaving the same day? She said she was leaving Sunday. That she was staying over and leaving Sunday.
Yeah, I asked her what she wanted to do. I have implemented your budget thing, and
what you mean?
I think we should just stay home and eat oodles and noodles. Put some cheese in that motherfucker. Put some hot sauce.
You implemented my budget tracker?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm like, let's keep it low key, okay? Because it's the 9th, nigga. It's the 9th.
No, we're gonna go out. We're gonna do something.
It's the 9th. All right, well, I have limitations, so I have to set my boundaries.
You can set your boundaries. No, even if we go playing ping pong or something again, like we can have fun. Cool. We had fun last time. Even I'll pay for it. We did maybe we'll do the escape room, but that's a Saturday night. Like we should do something.
No, I would like to go out. I like to be around the people, but
Not spend the money that the
not spend a whole bunch of money. Like, I'm gonna come and bring them. I'm gonna buy. I have alcohol. We're gonna do like we did in fucking college or whatever we did, where we would buy the drinks beforehand. Me and Amanda would put it in a flask.
Well, I have a ton of liquor in here, so y'all can.
Well,
do
that's
y'all
what we're
thing.
gonna do. Cause it's the drinks that'll kill me. Cause it's the night, internet.
I
And I'm in
know.
trouble. It's because I was not wise last month. I went to DC and Ubers and stuff. That stuff is corny. Oh, anyway. But shout out to that. Y'all need to follow that budget.
That
The way
budget checker ruin your
the way that
fucking life.
I said, wow. Because I had to do
I'm
it
so happy
manually
you
before.
used it.
I had a budget thing, but it was manual. So
What do you mean?
there was something, it just wasn't as fluid. It was more.
You used the template that I made?
Whatever one you shared with everybody else.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's ruining your life.
And it
It
really
ruins mine every day.
So I have some.
I'm like, what? I can only spend what? I'd be like, wait. You ever total it? You ever try to check the formula?
Yeah,
It's
I'd be like, let me see. Did I really spend that? No. I'd be like, do I have any other money? Am I going to sell it?
right? You'd be like, no, it's got to be other money coming in. Wait, no, I'm this broke.
Y'all listening? Y'all need this budget tracker because
We got to find a place to put it because I can't keep emailing this out separately. This shit is irritating. I'm trying to do it for everybody. I have people in my DMs still because they're hearing the episodes late. Like, can I get that budget tracker?
How to put it on the
I'm like,
landing
God.
site. We can put it on the landing site. Cause
Ruin your life. Well, the plan is we're gonna eat the Jamaican food.
all weekend. That should stretch out Saturday and Sunday.
No, it will. It will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see us spending a whole bunch of. If we spend a bunch of money, we shouldn't spend a bunch of money Sunday. We recording all goddamn day. It's gonna be water and snacks. Cause you're leaving right after that, huh? Straight from the thing. That's what I'm assuming.
Child, depends on what I'm trying to do. But yeah.
Wait, what?
Listen, it depends on JoJo.
What you
Depends on
mean?
her. Just like if I need to be home, if she's spending the night over her. It's just other logistic stuff.
Wait, so you would sleep here Sunday, possibly?
No,
Okay.
but I don't know if I'll leave directly after the thing.
I'll try to find something for us to do Saturday. I don't want us to just be in the house, even if it's that we go play ping pong.
No, we should go out. I would love to. I really would like to be around people. I would, but
Well, she isn't here.
I have a
just found that
flask,
out.
and y'all just gonna be embarrassed by me because that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna see what Mandy's up to, but she spends money, so I'm gonna be like,
don't bring me around your rich friends because
Mandy is like, shots. This oyster, crab, shrimp. I'm like, All right, I'm gonna see what Jade is doing. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But she's out of town. But the Ghana Nigeria basketball game that they do every year, like Battle of Jollof, is Friday. That's so much fun. And Nas is playing, and I keep sending him all of these videos for him to practice, and he's getting so mad. I was like, I want you in your fucking legs. Shuffle those feet. Defense wins games. He's like, yo, don't come. Like, you getting on my nerves. All right, well, we'll see. That Jamaican food sit in your stomach like a fucking rock, so we'll be all right. We'll be good and stuff.
just gonna have me cat cowing in the middle of the night.
It shouldn't have you doing that. It might. I don't know. That was ridiculous. That was gross. You came over here and acted a fool in my bed. And I was like,
Your cat acted a fool in the bed.
My cat acted a fool, but girl, so did your stomach. And I said, you know
hurt
what?
so bad.
I bet. And you realize I got up and went to the couch, right? Because I was like,
It hurt so bad.
it was coming out. All right, you ready? I love you to death. Also, where are we going to stay? I'll sleep on the couch. I don't feel like that blow up bed thing. All right, write this down. 10, 21, 24, 22. And we are back. So, you could probably guess. I prefaced the beginning of this episode with, I'm really angry about politics, but we will get into that later. Originally, this was on the outline as part of Politics as Usual, but I have proceeded to write about 15 paragraphs on it. So it's giving main topic. And of course, I'm talking about the draft opinion that was leaked from the Supreme Court concerning Roe versus Wade. Shanti, I would like to know first, before I get on my soapbox, what your thoughts are on this draft opinion, how you feel, etc., etc.
I think I have, like most people have, we were just born into that being a constitutional right that, like, I felt like it was never in my lifetime something that I will witness being possibly threatened. And so it was like, what? So I was a bit shocked. I've been listening to some podcasts about it, the daily, and just getting a little bit more clarity as to what that means and how that happened, and of course who would affect, and just listening to both sides of it, and yeah, just feeling, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I feel, of course, I feel disturbed, and I feel like action needs to be taken to stop it, and as well as what the consequence is when and listening to the language around why it was made a constitutional right to then having it be taken away feels really, really blurry and like a thin line. And of course, just a matter of opinion, and depending on your often like religious or your views around when life starts, all of these really, really nuanced and personal things. It feels like something that it will always be an issue, and will always be that either side is going to be fighting for. So I think maybe it was naive to think in the first place that it wasn't at risk. And now it's just like, all right, we got to tip it back over to the other side. I think that it didn't happen unlawfully. I think a lot of people are under the opinion that this is some kind of sideswipe, or like the rug was pulled from us. But, this is how politics works. And I think what was really interesting when I was listening to the Daily, they were saying that this is actually revealing how politics are now basically being infiltrating and influencing the law. You know what I mean? And most times it was like, oh, this is just like, the law is not to be swayed or influenced by either party's values, so to speak. But we're seeing that no, it's not separable, and we're seeing how easily it can be swayed. Everything just feels really fragile in this moment. Everything in politics, and like it's unraveling. So here we go, child.
I think for me, my immediate response was anger. I was really angry. And I was angry at, of course, I always go to, it's similar to what you said, how when you're born into certain rights and privileges, you don't realize how fragile they are. And so I felt like, I've been beating this drum for a long time. And, on this podcast, if you're a long time listener, I'm always like, vote. It's important. And I'm not under even I saw in the stories how, like, you posted that thing about the Democratic Party and how it kind of goes in circles and circles, and it bothered me. I'll be completely honest, it bothered me a lot because I felt like it's that type of thinking and that type of kind of sideline approach of like, oh, I'm just going to watch the circus approach is like how we wound up here. And so I was really angry. And I was thinking back to, a lot of people have a lot of opinions about this, but I feel like a lot of people don't even understand the judicial system enough to understand the role that they played in it and play in it, including myself. That basically the Supreme Court, they are the law of the land, and the people who elect Supreme Court justices are, Congress. It's not the people. So it's so important for us to be really activated in local elections and to really hold our governors, especially now, and our state senators, their feet to the fucking fire. But we take this sideline approach of the machine is broken, so I'm not going to participate. It doesn't matter. It's a joke. And here we are. It ain't funny no more. And so I thought about Trump even being able to be elected, despite the fact, considering how many people didn't vote. And that was like, or voted like, I forget who the other person was, like just didn't want to vote for Hillary because they felt like they didn't like the candidates. But the truth of the matter is Trump got 3 conservative justices on the court appointed. And that is what's swaying this now. And this is something that we're going to live with for generations because some of those justices are young as hell. And and to not understand the how serious that is, it makes me so angry. So then I started to go into the opinion, and I was like, okay, I want to understand what Justice Alito is the one who drafted the opinion under the direction of Clarence Coon Thomas. And the draft opinion is founded on the argument that the Constitution, quote, makes no reference to abortion and no such right is implicitly protected by any such constitutional provision, unquote. So, true, abortion is not literally named in the Constitution. That wasn't like something that the fucking forefathers were thinking about. But you want to know what else is not named in the Constitution? Women, Black, brown people. That's why you have amendments. And to put it into perspective, like Roe versus Wade, when it was passed, a year after it was passed was when women were actually even able to have a credit card without her husband's signature. So it's like, there's no provision in the Constitution for that either. What's in the Constitution is the 14th Amendment. It states that no one can be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And so the concept of liberty is really central to the protection of Roe versus Wade. That is where it's this gray area of like, well, how do we define liberty? And, you have people trying to say that this isn't about women's liberty. And I'm like, that is fucking insane. To me, that's absolutely crazy. And so what's going to happen now, if this is overturned on a federal level, that means that states will have the power to determine abortion laws. And this is really interesting right now, too, because, midterm elections are coming up. So Republicans are freaking out, and they want the story to be about who leaked this document, because that is unprecedented. That has never happened with the Supreme Court. It's just showing, like you said, the Supreme Court is now politicized, which people have been complaining about for a while, but it is. I mean, there's conservative justices, there's liberal justices. Come on. But so now it's like these midterm elections are shaping up where now this is what the liberals are. This is their like they were searching for something to campaign on, right? Because the economy is down, we got this fucking war raging, inflation's up, it's getting tricky for Joe. Now they're like, we got something to run on. The Republicans don't want them to have that to run on. And they're also fighting within their own party. And this is the scariest part, is that a lot of Republicans are fighting over the details of what the states should, what their abortion laws should even choose. What we do know is that 20 states right now have trigger laws in place, meaning if that federal right to choose to have an abortion or not is now taken away from women, their laws are triggered to go into place. Already, Arkansas is one of the states that has a full-blown ban on abortion, triggered and ready to go. There's no exception for a mother's life. So atopic is that what it's called? Atopic, what is it called when it's in your tube? Atopic pregnancy, rape, incest, none of that matters. You cannot abort the baby. Other states have less strict rules, but they basically, you can only have it within 3 weeks or shit like that. Like, it's wild. Or some states just only if you've been raped and only if you can prove rape, which is another tricky thing because half the time you can't. By the time you prove rape, then what? You're 6 months down the line, and what? Are you like, now you can't have an abortion. So what's happening now is that the fear is that this is really going to affect women and men who are not able, who do not have the financial means to travel to a state that is upholding a woman's right to choose. This is going to affect the poor and the minority communities the most. Also, states are putting laws into place where they are saying if you travel to another state and a doctor gives you an abortion and you are out of state resident, that doctor can be sued and imprisoned under my laws. They are banning birth control. The Plan B pill. They're banning that in certain places. So this is
they're banning the selling the
across state
ways
lines.
In which you can you can
they
sell
want
it.
They're saying that you have to come in and see a physician and the physician has to administer it, which again affects poor minority communities. If you cannot get to a physician, if you do not have a physician, how does that work? If you do not have health coverage, how does that work? Being able to go to CVS and get something for $35, $40, $45 is much more feasible. So there are also conversations within the Republican Party around birth control and what types of birth control should be allowed. This is a full-blown attack, not just on abortion, but on women and on women's health. And it can turn into a full-blown attack on other rights that we never thought would be at risk. If you read the way that reads, if we go back to it, the argument alone that abortion in the Constitution, there's no reference to abortion and no such right is implicitly protected by any such constitutional provision. The Constitution does not even name women. The Constitution does not name people of color. Again, that is why we have amendments. So that's when gay marriage now comes into play. There was one, and he walked it back, and I don't remember his name right now, but he was talking about, maybe we should revisit Loving versus Virginia. That is the case where interracial marriage is allowed in this country. There are so many trickle-down implications of this, and I don't think it's just abortion and these people saying that, that they're just all about pro-life. If you are really about pro-life, then you will actually take care of the lives of these children after they are born. The Republican Party does not do that. Once a child is born, they don't give a fuck. They're not helping you with childcare. They're not for food stamps. They're not for this. They're not for none of that. And to be really clear, I also want to say, and I'm on my soapbox, but I want to say that 6 out of 10 women who get abortion, they are already mothers. And their number one reason for getting an abortion is because they need to be able to provide for their other children. I just, there's so many different conversations to have around this, but I wanted to start off with those things because I need people to understand how important, and I get that the voting system and the politics in this country is fucking exhausting. I get it all. But what we have to realize is we are at a place where like these laws in certain states are the same laws that the Taliban has. Like we're rescuing people from Afghanistan from this type of oppression, and we're doing it here. Like, and this is stuff that we can avoid. They would not try to suppress your vote if it didn't matter. It matters so much. So I'm imploring and begging this community that we have with this platform. I'm going to use this platform to beg people to please get activated and understand that these liberties that we've had, that we probably have taken for granted, are they're never always going to be there. That is part of the privilege of being American, and that's part of I think the anger that I have with folks who kind of just are flippant and saying, well, that shit don't matter, or politics is a fucking joke, or it's not a fucking joke, it's very real. And so here we are, right? My like chest is pounding right now. I understand I understand people who don't believe in abortion. I have never been pregnant in my life. Not that I know of anyway. I don't know what it is to make that decision to end a pregnancy. I have held women's hands while they've gotten abortions. I have had a pregnancy scare or two and been nervous, but I've never made that decision. But the one thing that I do know is it was not made flippantly. It's a really, really hard decision that a woman makes. And I swear, it has to be hers to make. And if you don't believe in abortion, that's fine. Don't ever get an abortion. But to me, this is much more than just abortion. And to all the women, and I actually have a couple on my timeline who are so happy that abortion might be outlawed federally. I need them to just stop and consider that. And it's like, you can have your faith, you can have, your beliefs, but they are yours. And this is like so unfair. This is so dangerous. This is really terrifying. And we're headed down a very slippery slope. And I don't think that it's anybody else's fault but our own in some ways. I think that the system is definitely rigged, but, I think that we looked at it for a long time as, the house is there and maybe the paint is chipping, the fucking pipes are messed up, the windows leak. But instead of saving it and trying to fix it, we're just going to let it burn. And now it's burning. And it's unfortunate. I don't know. But I have a really hard time with people who have these really strong views on abortion. And you can have them, but they can be your own. Like, am I tripping with that?
I think, and I don't know where you want to go with this, because I don't, the idea of somebody else making decisions around your body and the autonomy of your body, and the autonomy of your daughter's body, it's absurd. It makes no sense whatsoever. And I don't know if that's a period, right? Like, the fact that a political power can decide what you can do with your body, whether you're Democrat or Republic, the very function of politics in that way, to me, feels absurd, and this has to be overturned. But it feels like these kinds of conversations and these kinds of these political power moves are just going to be a constant issue, depending on whatever whatever's going on in the collective world or lexicon of politics, of like, it goes this way, then it goes that way. But in my mind, the very function of that, the very possibility of that, feels absurd, and something that should be discussed, and something that should be constantly dissected and talked about in a public way. And it gets exhausting to people. The idea that voting doesn't matter is dismissive, and it lacks context in a lot of ways. But I feel like the sentiment that people have, and the disappointment that people have, and the confusion that people have with politics and the rhetoric and the urgency in which we're told to vote, but yet our quality of life collectively, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, is going down, feels like it feels dismissive just to say vote, and then you have power in that. Vote in this very system that is absurd. And so I don't necessarily want to go into this long conversation, but I feel like that begs the attention, as well as what levers need to be pulled to help marginalized and poor people. Because that's really, if you're a wealthy person and you have money, and you're in a red state, then you're going to find a way around this. Exactly. But it's like the poor Black people who aren't voting, a lot of poor Black folks, a lot of poor brown people aren't voting, and to shame them or be like, wake up, when, again, folks are dealing with the consequence of the inequity of this system, right? That is not always in our control. I think that's the narrative that we're told, is like, oh, this system works if everybody is involved in it. It's a fucked up system that has benefited a certain type of person or not a certain type of person, but it's a fucked up system intentionally. And like,
I don't disagree with that.
But then it gets confusing, because then you're like, oh, the poor people have to vote, but the poor people are keeping their head above water. And then
I've never, and I want to correct myself, I've never thought that it was easy. And just like a couple things, you said that it's going to be this constant like flux of, what there's always going to be something that basically is calling us. There's going to be this shift of, it's abortion now, it's this is that. You have to be actively engaged all the time.
But the very fact
let me finish real fast. And what I'm saying is, I've never sat here and said that it is easy. I've never said that it's fair. I've never said any of those things. What I am saying, though, is that this is the system that we live in, unfortunately, and it is rigged against a certain community, a certain type of person. I don't disagree with that at all. But again, that's the paint is chipping. The fucking the windows are drafty, but the house is on fire. And sometimes you have to put the fucking house out or let it burn. It is not fair. I'm not sitting here. I would never sit here and say that. I'm not going to dismiss anybody's feelings and say that. What I am saying, though, that this is the reality. If you are not engaged in that voting system, again, they would not suppress your vote if it wasn't dangerous for you to vote. And then change some of the ways in which the systems are rigged. I do believe that to be possible. I really do. I also feel like there has to be radical change, but I also feel like as this community is constantly trying to keep its head above water, some of the help can be that, like, simple shit like this is not on the table. Now it's up to your governor to decide whether what's going to be done, what you can choose to do with your body or not. Like, I get it. I get that which is absolutely ridiculous. But what I'm saying is the original Roe v. Wade is saying no one has a right to tell you to do anything or not with your body. Leave it alone. And that was something we walked around with and thought we shouldn't even, the fact that we even have to have that law is ridiculous. I agree. But that's how, you also have to think about it, and it not just, I think it's dismissive to just say it's ridiculous. The fact that we even have to have that law, hey, a woman should have a right to choose whether or not she has a baby or not, should tell you the type of people that we're up against, the type of evil.
Well, no, these are people that, they're not all evil. These are people that this is their belief. This is the foundation of their lives, that life should prevail. That there shouldn't be an option to take away a life. I wouldn't call them evil.
I'm not, okay, belief. Evil is the wrong word, but the type of shit that you're up against, if you believe otherwise. Shanti, you and I are going to disagree until the cows come home when it comes to voting. We all know that. And when it comes to, and I'm not trying to preach to people who, I'm not trying to shame people. I'm trying to tell you how I felt and how angry I was, because now this affects generations to come. This affects me. I think about all the people that actually fought to get this shit passed, how many sacrifices were made. And I really do. I don't think that it's just people who are trying, who are not actively engaged in politics. I don't believe that it's only people who are trying to keep their head above water. I think that it's a lot of complicit and a lot of privileged and a lot of people who are American, and they would never think that this would ever be the day. I think that there's a lot of time where people can engage and know what the hell is going on around them, and maybe get off Instagram and do it. If you really care, if you really want to make a difference, if you really hate this system that much, and you really want to see it different for your kids and for your family and for the people after you, maybe get engaged a little bit. I understand the people who just don't even have time to fucking do anything but survive. I'm not talking to them, but I have people in my life who don't know shit about shit, and it's just willful ignorance because they've never had to care about it, and now they're up in arms about this, and they're up in arms about this, saying, "Well, this is why the system's broke." You don't even vote.
I know people that don't vote, that won't vote, and are engaged, but aren't engaged in local politics, but are engaged in building communities in which they support each other and make sure that their needs are met within the community and not.
So how do their needs? That sounds great. How do their needs get met? I mean,
abortion.
Can you answer that? How do their needs get met?
In the sense of abortion, that's a hard one to talk about, because I'm not saying somebody should go to an alleyway or something. But this idea of people helping one another and taking care of each other, that's not being it doesn't require a law being passed or people agreeing that, mothers should get extra income so that they can pay for food. I feel like for poor folks, for most communities, helping each other, supporting each other, providing daycare, providing food, providing
that's a whole different
medical things. No, these are people that are completely disengaged with politics, but their engagement is around community. And I don't find them to be failures, or I
didn't never use the word failure once. What I'm saying is, within this conversation, whether we like it or not, if you live in this country, there are certain laws that you have to abide by. I'm all for community, and people sharing resources and making sure mothers have what they need. That is incredible. But that can't happen without this other thing. If there is a mother in that community or a woman in that community who now says, I'm pregnant, I need an abortion, and you live in a red state, what happens? What happens? You live in a red state that if you go and travel, you can be prosecuted. What happens now? You can't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I disagree with the idea that you can just fully disengage and then exist within this country. Because again, in my eyes, we're not just talking about abortion. We're talking about all these other quote unquote realities that are really privileges. If you really think about it, within this country that we've known to and grown up in, abortion, birth control, board versus education, like public schools. What's next? What is next? Yes, those communities can thrive and can do those things because other people have put laws in place to make sure that they are able to do that. And you might not agree with that, but No,
I think a lot of other communities before, these are 60, 70 years old? Like what were happening before all of that? People were banding together. Community was banding together. They had each other's backs.
So help me understand.
People still aren't even fucking taken care of, or
you still haven't explained to me how this person gets an abortion if they need it.
I don't know in terms of an abortion. I don't know. With all of the crowdsourcing and ways in which, how many times have I had people ask, can you donate to this person? Can you, I'm not saying that is the only way to resist and to completely ignore the impact and the necessity of voting. But there are other people and there are other communities in which they aren't civically engaged in that way, but are building communities so that they can support one another financially, medically, food-wise. They have each other's back because that framework of support is not new. That's all people have had until these laws came.
Support is great.
More
rights
inclusive.
Are a different thing, is what I'm saying. The basic rights that you and I have grown up enjoying and living are at risk right now. Within that community, it's not just for abortion, because now the way this language, and this is what everyone is saying because they're scared, the way this language is written is that because this is not implicitly in the Constitution, this means that states should be able to choose, which means that is a slippery slope. That is what people are saying. That is what the fear is here. It's not just abortion. It's everything now. Everything's on the table that was not in the Constitution. You can you can use the same argument for everything. That is the fear. So
what's then going to be the thing that needs to be discussed? Voting, or the fact that white supremacy and class is the biggest issue?
It's all together. How do
I know,
you make
but what's going to be the
change?
thing that brings the root up, right? Because there's a root to this. There is something that is being fed. There is something that is pervasive that
white supremacy
is creating these sprouts.
White supremacy is upheld, right? Like, this law to me is going to affect Black and brown women and men and families the most, and poor. And capitalist white supremacy wins with this law. This ruling, that's why that language that's used in the leaked document is so scary, because they're not reading the liberty in the same way that everyone else is. That liberty is up for interpretation. And that is where the white supremacy comes into play. But what I am saying is there is a way to battle that within this system. If you have people who represent you that have your best interest in mind and actually have power to put amendments in place like Roe v. Wade, like Brown versus Board of Education, and build on that. What we are forgetting is this country is only, 200 and some years old? She's still a fucking baby. There's a whole lot more amendments that need to go into this Constitution. We don't have it all together. We think we do because we...
Why is this the way that we think it has to be? That's so weird.
I am not saying that... Shanti, please tell me what you are going to do.
That's what should be the conversation. That's what should be what we're talking about. The fact that it was created.
But it has to happen in the same way. The house is burning. It has to happen because the house is fucking burning.
That's what I don't understand, why that has to be the law. Like that, sure, that makes sense. That's what we've been doing. But the fact that is the law, that's how it has to be. That's how change happens, is by following the same bureaucratic system and keeping the same machine going, but with different fuel or different people pushing the buttons. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. The system is built on capitalism and white supremacy. That's the machine. That's what it's made to output. That's all it can create. So no matter who's pressing the buttons or the liberties that are given to folks, that's what it's going to produce. Whether the person that's pressing the buttons is allowed to have an abortion or not allowed to have an abortion, what we're producing...
There are some basic rights that some people want to keep while we figure this out, is what I'm saying. There are some basic fucking rights.
The fact that that's what we're giving our power over to, a fucked up machine to give me those basic rights,
needs to be
completely overturned.
It needs
to be completely overturned.
Then please,
doesn't make sense to
when
me.
you do this, I would love to know what your plan is. I would love to know what your actual practical plan is.
I don't know, but that should be a discussion.
But
it isn't. I think
you're just saying the obvious with no real...
But there's a lot of people that are far more educated than I am that have awesome... That's what Marxism is, right? It's like, this machine doesn't work. It needs to be overturned. You're laughing, but you're also perpetuating the same idea that this is the only option that we have. Why isn't it within a democratic...
You're saying that, and I'm not saying that.
But you're saying I don't have any options. I don't. I think we should
to this conversation with any practical way of real administering real change.
I think talk about what the problems are, and I hear that, and I agree with you. This is what I think. I think the real issues that plague America and is going to ruin America, because that's where we're headed, and it's not Republicans that aren't going to do it, and it's not the lack of people voting, is that we are blind to what this system and country is really about, what it's really committed to.
Not,
its value. Yes, that is not on a when you listen to the news.
I thought you were talking about this community.
No, it's not. We just now had a woke moment, and white people couldn't handle that. We just had a basic conversation that Black people are treated unequally, and the nation. And as you can see, the response in the ways that which white people and folks that believe America is a great place are the reaction to it is this, because the conversation is about getting this machine to work who's going to be controlling this machine? The machine is fucked, and whatever it produces is fucked up. And all I'm saying is there should be it would be far more interesting and far more effective if that was what is is constantly being talked about is, hey, this
So why
machine is
can't
broken.
the two things happen at the same time? That's my
Because
question.
Democrats, when it comes to Democrats who are the closest aligned to these quote unquote progressive ideas, aren't committed to the shit because they're committed to the machine. And when I said that circle was there, it's like you have these progressive radical ideas. Black people are human, should be treated equally, that come from the people, because we're the ones that are directly affected and living the consequences of this output. So you have all these grassroots movements. The Democratic Party latches on because it needs to get the votes. And they kind of take these principles and create this watered down version that doesn't really put a cog in the machine. It's just like Biden appointing black judges. Yeah, that's dope. But is it changing anything for black women?
No, because there's 3 fucking judges in there from Trump.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Well, this is going to go round and round. I just
this actually.
fuck
this
the
is the
machine.
thing.
Fuck this politics.
Okay.
Fuck how it works. It
Shanti,
doesn't make sense.
In like 3 years, if this keeps going the way it does, check back in with me and let me know how you feel when you don't have any fucking rights as a woman. When you can't.
But then what happens? Then what's the interesting thing that happens? The more that the rights get pulled around, and the more that people feel how absurd it is that these two parties and this fucked up system actually has the power to control what they do with their bodies and their kids' bodies, then it gets interesting. Then real change might happen because people collectively are enraged. And it's not because, and they're not like, oh, I should have gone to the polls. It's like, fuck a poll, fuck a midterm. I need change now. It gets interesting. It doesn't follow the political.
But you and I don't disagree with that. You and I don't
know
disagree.
What you want me to
what
say
I'm
then.
saying
I don't
is
know what I'm saying.
Two things can happen. I want to be able to have a fucking abortion if I need to get an abortion while I'm trying to change the system. Is all I'm fucking saying. That's it.
Word.
That's it. And I'm pissed that people might not be able to. And that doesn't mean that I'm pissed with you. It means that I'm pissed at the whole thing. But if there's something I can do to put a cog, even if it's a weak one in this right now, I'm going to do it while I work on the other thing. That's all I'm saying. You and I have never we had a whole conversation about Marxism and communism and how that no one's ever actually done it. And how if you really do it right, it sounds kind of fucking great. I don't disagree with that. You know me. I'm not a capitalist.
We're all capitalists. But what I'm saying, we are though.
I am not somebody who just wants to amass a whole bunch of fucking wealth and not care about other people. That's what I'm saying. No, I am not somebody who wants to do that. But what I'm saying is, I believe that you can put a fucking fire out while you deal with other problems too. And I don't know how many like community things that you've been to. I don't know how many times you've written a senator or whatever the fuck. But I believe that we can all be more engaged on both sides. That's all I'm saying. Whether you want to be engaged in putting a cog in stopping Roe v. Wade from being turned over, and you might have to work within the system a little bit to do that, while you're also figuring out how the fuck do I dismantle this system because that cog is weak as fuck. I believe that it's possible, but I believe that we are so used to having these fucking freedoms that we don't see the severity of it. And we say things like, it can get interesting. It can get really fucked up, not just interesting.
Even if you have all of these liberties, right? Even if we have all of these liberties, the state of the United States and the direction of the United States is unsustainable. Even if we have all these liberties or we don't, it's unsustainable. And eventually
you are not saying anything different from me. All I'm saying is you can do two things at once.
But I think if it's not in the public discourse of what is outside of the box, people don't know that. If it's not taught to us to take a bird's eye view, it's hard. It's really, really hard. It requires a lot of dedication and a lot of like listening to a lot of different points of view, which we're not necessarily given in America. We're not. We're given Democrat or Republican. We don't even understand how economy works. We don't even understand that politics are entrenched in how the economy works. The idea that these elected officials are not swayed by money is absurd. It's a cesspool. It's crazy.
What are you talking? Okay.
But that makes that people don't know that. People think if you just vote and you vote for this person that you didn't even have the opportunity to really choose. You're just given two candidates. This motherfucker. All of a sudden these white motherfuckers show up and you're like, oh, let me see what their values are so that I can figure out it's absurd. It's absurd. And I think if people are shown what's really happening, what's involved, who at the end really suffers, who at the end really benefits, I think it can expedite this change. But they don't. It's not on public discourse. It's not discussed. It's Republican or Democrat. It's not on no, it's not. People just recently, the idea of abolishing police, abolition is new. This is stuff that people have been talking about since America was established, but it's just now becoming a public idea. Black Lives Matter.
But it is now being discussed because somebody decided to discuss it. Because somebody decided. So my challenge to you and to everybody who feels that way, including me, is to use your voice to discuss it.
This is what I'm doing.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not doing. This is us arguing. This is us making people cringe.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm really not trying to argue with you. I think our fundamental difference is that I want the fucking cog in the machine right now to stop what's happening right now. And I think that can be done while the other work is being done as well. I also don't think that the majority of people are actively engaged in understanding politics and understanding policy and understanding who their local officials are, because it's not just white folks on the ballot around me. I don't know about you, but around here, it's a whole lot of black and brown people over here in Kings County. But I'm just saying, like, you need to know that. And half the people don't know that. And I'm challenging people to know it. Because while we imagine and organize and try to come up with another way, we're still stuck in this way. We're still stuck here. We're still stuck in this house that's burning. That's all I'm saying. Two things can happen at the same time. And most people don't get involved in this shit until it hits the fan. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I think women are under attack. And the last thing I really want to say is I want to see more fucking men talking about this. I've only seen one man on my timeline talk about this issue. One. And that's that sits with me wrong. The silence is deafening on the other end of this. And I don't quite understand why. I don't get it. I really don't. Like, I don't understand how this is not like terrifying to everyone. But whatever. You and I love you. We disagree on the approach, but I don't think that we disagree on America being fucked up and needing and on life support. But I'm just saying, like, interesting is not the word I would use for when these rights go away and for what the fuck is about to go down.
I don't. Did I say interesting?
It doesn't.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, it's very serious.
No, I'm not in any way trying to dismiss it or make light of it. So that may have been the wrong word to choose. So my apologies.
Are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at. I'm not. We've already done
Yeah,
this
we're not mad at
before.
each other at
I'm
all.
not mad.
It's fine.
Just
So,
something to be mad about.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Around the Way Curls. I just
Everybody's
hit
like,
the
but
mic.
y'all never talk about politics. Everybody already told us they cringe when they listen to it. So
No, they didn't. There's plenty of people who said they fuck with the politics stuff. I don't care.
oh
Okay?
gosh,
If you don't care about politics, then if you don't care about politics right now, then goddamn, y'all. We let y'all laugh at Jesse Williams' dick earlier. We talked about some
what's that his
bullshit.
name? Jesse Williams. Why I think of Juicy.
Juicy Smoulier, because I almost said that too. When the person called me and said Jesse Williams' dick is online, I thought they were talking about Juicy, and I was like, I don't care. And then I realized who they was talking about. But I have to say, I don't want to see Juicy's dick. But what's sad is I noted that penis video was going to be off of Twitter, and I screen recorded it.
I know that's right. You better share it.
I sent it to you, girl.
You better share it on the timeline to get us.
Oh no, we'll be in Instagram jail. You don't want to be in Instagram jail. Well, I think this was a good episode. I keep hitting myself in the face. You think this was a bust?
Oh, it was provocative. It got the people going.
Got
yelling.
Going.
Please turn down the volume.
People gonna be like, answer that. Whatever.
No, I think majority of the people agree with you, and that's fine.
I actually don't.
I think I'm doing lots of learning. I'm always learning something. I do. I'm by no means sitting here thinking like, oh, I have the answers and that I am. I don't have work to do and ways to show up in my community and for America. So here we are. It's complicated.
Stressful. It really is. And the idea of reimagining things sounds so good, and I know it's so necessary, but damn, I ain't heard one plan yet. And that shit is frustrating.
I have more work to do in terms of
not from you in general,
but just I think there are mad possibilities. People have been thinking about this and arguing against the way that America runs since its establishment. They're out there, but they're out there. We just have to figure it out.
No, I think that
I have to do the education, so I come with a better argument. And be like, well, listen. What's his name said that? Marx said in 1902 that.
No, it's not. I think that we already have talked about Marxism and communism and Leninism and all that. But what I'm saying is how to dismantle this to get to that. Where is the plan?
It has to be talked about what the main issue is. There is,
I don't know,
disproportionate it's not equal.
I just feel like
the idea that Black people haven't gotten reparations is crazy. It's crazy. It's a slap in the face.
You know how they could get it if they had people to vote for it in Congress.
But you think these white people are going to let that? That's what I'm saying.
Not every person in Congress is white. That's the other thing.
No, I mean the collective. The collective body of people.
The collective body of white people can't do shit if that's passed. The collective body of women and people, the majority of this fucking country does not want Roe versus Wade overturned. But these elected officials do.
Well,
that's what the collective, it's a matter.
White women vote for Trump?
What?
Didn't a bunch of white women vote for Trump too?
They damn sure did, yes.
Maybe it's a problem with women then. We need to talk about women as well. Why? What the hell? It's
not just people who didn't vote. I'm talking about, I don't think many white women are listening to this podcast. So I'm imploring people who listen to this podcast to get activated in one way or another. Please. I don't know. This is over. It's late, and I still want to work out because you stress me out.
You stress yourself out. We gotta watch the couples therapy because
I'm not watching it. We might need to go to therapy by the end of this weekend.
Why? Honestly, why are
This
you
long ass
stressed
episode.
out?
I'm stressed out because this is scary. You're not hearing what these
Why you
people
mad
are
at me?
saying. This motherfucker said Loving versus Virginia. I said, the fuck? You don't want black and white people to get married now too? What? What's next?
Why would you want to stop Jesse Williams?
But
specimen?
I'm really
Why would
serious.
you
Like,
wanna
what's
stop that?
next? What is
Try
next?
it.
What's the next thing? What's the next liberty that's not in the Constitution that they're going to get rid of? Like, you can get rid of gay marriage? You gonna say gay people can't adopt children now? What are you about to say? What are you about to do? Because this is where we're headed. That is crazy. I'm telling you, the most concerning thing in that is how his rationale around it. It has implications for so many other things. Women are not even mentioned in the Constitution. So if that's your rationale, that this shit isn't in the Constitution implicitly, then shit, we are in trouble. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I have stress. And we'll come back with something a little more fun next week, right?
It depends on what's going on in this world.
No,
child.
we
It's
will,
getting crazy.
because
It's getting crazy.
next week we're recording in person, so we have it all set. I swear for God, I need you to add to them those outlines too. I love you. Goodbye. We're out. We're out.
I'm
Bye.
leaving the studio to your chagrin. I'm just hanging up.
Bye. Irritating. You irritate me.
2.5 hours?
No, we talked for like 30 minutes in between that shit. And who cares? Because people are always saying that the shit needs to be longer anyway. Nobody's ever happy with anything. Except their basic fucking human rights. I'm sorry. This is long. You got edited. You said you was editing this week last week. What'd you say?
Scared to edit it.
What was the other topic that maybe we should have did? We could save that. Oh, I was gonna talk about that lady who was running with her man when to fight for a relationship. When not to. But also you put this on the little list, I thought.
I did?
You put that Instagram thing on there and just wrote fighting for a relationship. Yeah, girl. You know you lived through memes.
I did not. I don't even know.
I
who
didn't put that
lady
on there.
is.
Shani Punani.
I know about fighting for a relationship, but I don't know who that lady is at all.
I love you. I don't think I put that on there.
You know who that lady is?
Yeah.
See?
I ain't put that on there though. I have stress. I'm supposed to go out with that guy again on Wednesday. He don't get off work until late.
Girl,
I'm like, it's looking like.
it's looking like a good time. I'm telling you.
It's not
what
though.
going-
It's surprise. I'm on my period.
That ain't never
It's
stopped a
supposed to
nigga.
come right on Wednesday. I'll be like, hi. So good to see you. Nope, don't want to do that. Sir.
Unless you want to. You'd be like, girl,
I
put
don't
that
want
towel
to.
down. I got
Ew.
red towels in the house,
The
girl.
first, ew, no.
You never laid a towel down?
Of course. Was not the first time you sleep with somebody. A bloody massacre on the first day.
Yeah, that's too close. That's,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a great
way
way
too
to
fucking much. I'll be
contract-
like, I'm not
contract the
burning that
disease.
badly. And it's giving trichomosis. I keep telling you. I'm like, you too
Giving.
cute. He ain't Jesse Williams, but you too cute. There's something wrong with you.
You got a picture of him?
No.
You got Instagram?
No, he told me that he stalked me on Instagram already, and I realized I didn't even ask him what his page was.
You don't know when his birthday is. You don't know none of the basic
I just be
things.
letting stuff be natural. Just get him drunk and let him spill it. Oh, I was supposed
Oh,
to talk
you
about
trying to
that.
talk about that. You got to talk about that for the next thing because that is.
I gotta
good,
talk
too.
about that with Amanda when we record with her because I realized that was who I used to tell that to. I used to be like, you gotta get him fucked up, girl. Get him spilling the beans. They start chit chatting.
That
He
is
also
a
hit me
good-
with "Good Morning, Gorgeous." I was like, oh, I'm in the morning rotation. I was in the afternoon rotation before I moved up.
Don't hit him back till 10 p.m.
That is
Hey,
so
how you doing?
corny. Childish. I don't care no more. I'm like, whatever. All y'all got you're cute. We went on one date. You definitely have a rotation of women. It's fine. Who
What?
cares? He is dating. Get out of here. Ain't nothing wrong with
That's
that.
why you gotta stop finding these fine men.
I ain't find him. I told you I'm
Yeah, you
looking
did.
for my ugly
You
king.
made the eye connect. You made the eye connect.
I'm looking for my ugly king. Yeah, I'll treat him so well. You know how many fucking meals is in there? Meal prep, asparagus. What else is in there? Marinated chicken thighs,
You gonna have some
rosemary,
for us this
lemon,
weekend?
garlic. Huh?
You gonna have some of them for us this weekend?
No, girl, we in Jamaica. Girl, that food is gonna be gone. It's Monday, bitch. That food gonna be gone by Wednesday. I'll be ordering out by Thursday. No, I can't order out this week. I'm trying to save. I'm trying not to spend any money, and I spent money today. Didn't even leave the house. I spent money on a humidifier for my plant.
Girl.
She needs it. She's doing so well. I refuse. I said, this is a $150 plant. I'm gonna buy this $50 humidifier. Keep your ass alive. Priorities. My bird of paradise. I just saw her back there. You need to give us a plant tour one day because most of your plants are happy.
She keep trying. Look at that one. You see that one little thing? She says, "I'm gonna come out." It's the mites. She got mites, and I'm not doing it. It needs to be a daily spray.
Vinegar or something on it.
You got to get neem oil. I don't got it.
You can get that from Amazon, Shanti.
I ain't got it in me to be spraying. I'm worried about her all the time. I'm sorry. Energetically, she feels it too. She's like, "I don't really care. Like, you ain't trying to fight for me."
I'm at the foot of your bed dying, and you look at me every night before you close your eyes and rest.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna help you.
That's fucked up. You should just bring her here. Let me care for her.
No, she got mites. You don't want. She got trichomosis.
Oh, mites transfer to other plants?
Yeah, they might. I don't know how I got them things.
Shanti, you want a spider plant?
Sure, I love.
I have so many babies that are in the other room, and I just planted some, and I'm like, I don't have any more space for another.
Let me get a clipping. What's it called? Clipping.
Try to do yoga real fast to decompress after. No.
Am I trying to do yoga?
Yeah, via the.
Are you seeing what's her name? You seen the Asian girl that I recommended?
Am I seeing her? What
are you using her YouTube?
Oh no.
Olalay?
No.
She's the business. I can't mess with nobody else, especially no white yoga instructions.
I love Heather Robertson.
You just went like that. Why'd you do that?
Huh?
You said like this. You did like Kendrick. He's like Robertson. I said, wow, Kenny. I love him.
I really have anxiety about y'all coming up here because I really want it to be fun, but I feel like I might disappoint.
Well, we're going to talk about you behind your back.
I know.
No, Amanda needs to come up. Amanda needs to come up.
Is she okay? I ain't talked to her. Something going on.
Yeah, she's feeling some type of way.
Was she?
I don't know. She didn't tell me. She said she'd tell me when she sees me. Oh, we went out with Shawnee. Shawnee has like the Japanese, the racist stereotypical Asian whiskers.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he got like these little whiskers. He hung out with little, Rashid's. He's a character. I was like, that's good, Sean. See Rashid.
See different kinds of men, right? Oh my God.
But
I gotta call him.
He was really, I have to get them together. They need like an hour to just settle into one another's energy and then
they can talk.
Yeah, the transitions were too abrupt, too short of a time. So I was like, all right, noted. They gotta like just kick it and then go do something like maybe go golfing or something like that. I don't know where they can like.
Was he like protective of her?
In his own way, yeah, he opened the door for her, and
He
like,
did.
yeah, like made sure she got into the car first.
He opened her car door.
Maybe he didn't, but I just noticed that he made sure she got into the car first. He didn't
Why
like
would
get
you
in the car
lie?
first. He's a sweet child.
Does she seem like she has a crush on him still?
No, but I don't know. But they like each other. They're so, and then he's on his phone, which is another thing. I'm just like,
You should have told him he can't be on his phone. You got to put your foot down. You cannot.
he was in the car. I didn't want to cramp his style. It wasn't like he was doing it while we were all together engaging. But
So get off your fucking phone. You're in the car. Talk. You got to get off that phone.
Well, he was like, "You want to watch something?" And then they watched something.
Oh, together. So at least he was okay.
But I'm gonna try to get them together because I do want him to be around, doing weird, like not weird stuff, but like doing stuff.
Still gonna bring him up here for Stranger Things thing?
Oh, he's coming. You got 4 tickets for him. He doesn't even watch Stranger Things, but he would like it.
I thought I did. Wait.
There are 4 tickets.
Yeah, I bought 1 ticket for me, 1 ticket for him, 1 for you, 1 for Joe.
Oh, we gotta text her. Sean is all up in the mix. She's looking out the door like
JoJo is.
He'll like that.
He doesn't watch Stranger Things.
He don't watch none of the shows that she likes.
How would he like it then? I don't think he would like it.
Because he's coming to New York to go do hood rat stuff with his aunts.
All right, well, Stranger Things. Is he still drawing or drawing?
Child, you from Philly.
Huh?
Because
if he is, I do want him and Black to meet. Because I
guess so. I don't know. Amanda
I'm gonna ask him. I got
to
phone.
put him in class.
I know, because I got him all of those sketchbooks and stuff. I don't know if he's using them.
Like,
Yeah, 2 adults and 2 kids.
It's May 9th. I can't afford this. I'm not joking. I'm serious.
All right, wait. Let's talk about it.
My budget. It's May 9th.
Stop.
It's the first week of May.
Stop.
I'm not joking.
Stop. Stop. You want to make me laugh. Stop. You already paid for Stranger Things. All right? So that's not something you got to pay for.
Well, that's like a $200 event.
How?
I feed them dumb kids.
No.
Feed them.
They going to come back here.
I'm going to make them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No.
I am my mother's daughter.
I'll pay for us
crazy.
to eat. I'll pay. We'll just get like Thai.
Amanda better bring some money for him too. Here,
Amanda did not ask for her child to be brought up here. She gonna be like, bitch, now you asking me to take my kid up here. You want me to give you money? What?
That's a given now. You gotta always slip your kid $25 when they go, and they're not little no more.
$25 ain't gonna get that kid nothing. Listen, I'll pay for. And y'all not gonna stay because he's a boy and she's a girl, and they can't stay here. Y'all gotta go back the same day. If you get Easy Pass, it will be cheaper.
I don't think you.
All right, wait. I'm gonna turn this off. You gotta tell me what your daily budget is.
No, it's not. I don't have a daily budget. I just see how much money I have left to work.
No, that's not how you do it. So that's not how you do it. So when you see what's left over, this is how you really drive yourself crazy.
What?
You then divide that
by 30 days?
By how many days are left in the month. And then you see, you be like,
what did you say? Pennies?
No, you got to do that. And then you say, ooh, I could only spend X amount of dollars a day. And then it incentivizes you not to spend any money. Because then you're like, ooh, I didn't spend any money this day. So that's going to mean that I can spend more money. And it's going to accumulate.
No, yeah. Well, I'm lucky that well, you know what I think it is. I have left because I don't spend money crazy. But when I went to DC, I did.
So you went over your budget in DC.
I spent money because I never spend money. I don't go
anywhere. Over your budget.
When you know,
did you
don't
go over your budget?
I didn't have a budget. I just looked at my money recently.
No,
and I was
your
like,
monthly budget, Queen. Did you?
No,
when you
still have money left over. No, I still have some money left over. So
you're okay.
I have, but that
from April, you mean? When did you go to DC? If you didn't go over your allotted monthly budget in April, even if you went over what you wanted to spend that weekend. If the month to month you didn't have losses, you're fine.
Let me see, because let me see something.
Go back to April.
Because May, this is the first week that I'm getting paid. And okay, right. This is the first. So I got 2 times to get paid. Okay.
But you
Still.
it shouldn't be like that. You should be looking at it as the month resets now. So like even if you went under, you don't carry that over to the next month. That money doesn't exist. It's just let it sit in your bank account. That's how you save. And now the month resets. It's May. So now you have whatever your income is minus your expenses and you start over.
But I already have things in May. I have so much extra stuff that I don't do coming up. I have so much stuff coming up. I'm going to see Katia. I'm going to take my mom to the Russian spa. What else is coming up? And I'm like, this trip.
But what I'm saying is that has to come out of your May budget. Can all of that stuff come out of your May budget and you still not have a loss? Because if so, then you just have to adjust what you do every other day. That's what I'm like. That's why I do it by day. So like, I'll know if you know how much all that stuff costs. Like
Yeah.
Let's say it's $1,000 you have to spend this month. If today's the 9th, right, and there's 31 days in a month, I mean, you have to count the 10th as well, right? So 31 minus 9, 28. I would do 29 divided by 29. Excuse me, 20. What did I just say?
That's it.
22. I would do divided by 23. So whatever you have left over, divide that by 23. That's what you could spend every day and not go over your budget without all of these extra expenses. So you just need to not spend money during the week. Or just let me pay for the Stranger Things stuff with these children. These greedy ass kids. Sean doesn't even like Thai. He would eat. He's so picky. Would he eat
What are you doing, Joe?
Jamaican food? He would eat Jamaican food. Yeah, that's some Jamaican food. He don't like Thai, but he likes Chinese food. Oh, raggedy thing. I want him up here.
He would have fun. He would definitely have fun.
Oh my God, I love him so much. I should take them back to the M&M store
No, don't do that.
so they can relive that. Y'all had them M&Ms for like 5 years.
I should.
All right, listen, this weekend, I'll find something for us to do. Or not. Maybe we'll go to Rogers Garden, get one drink, and stand around and listen to music.
That?
And listen to we go to Rogers Garden or Bedvine. I love Bedvine so much. You just want to be around like pretty black people, right? I don't know about dancing. That would be Ode to Babel. I don't feel like all that. I'll see if there's something going on. I'll ask Nas. But she is usually in the know, and he's not here this weekend.
Is he still seeing this girl?
Yeah, that's his boo. They get married, girl. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be at that wedding like, ah. He's I'm finishing reading my book on the way to Superior Man.
Oh, that's what he's reading?
That's the book I bought him. I was like, I look for you to read. Read this real quick. He was like, it's changing me, A.
He says it's changing him?
Yeah, he likes it. He has it highlighted and shit. Shannon be making fun of him.
I have to go talk to Joe because it's 11:16. When you start school, you have to be able to put yourself to bed when I record. It's 11:16. You're not going to be, you have to wake up early.
Go ahead,
Like,
Shanti.
we have to get in practice of you knowing when I record, you have to put yourself to bed. You can't be up till 11 and 12 waiting for me. You are. You obviously are. Mm-mm. No, we got to get this down pat now, because we're going to have to wake up at like 6 o'clock. You
She
No,
gonna get it when she gotta wake up at 6 and she can't stay awake in school.
not when you've only gotten 6 hours of sleep. Kids need like 10 hours of sleep, Joe.
Go ahead, Shanti.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to
Send me
you.
the thing.
All right. Don't worry about money this weekend. Figure it out.
I know. I just have to look over it again and get an OnlyFans account.
Yes, I'll shoot for you. Bye.
My thing is so tight. It's so tight. I have so little expenses, but I have so little income coming in. It's so tight. And I don't want to pay myself more.
You have a
'cause
Roundaway Curls paying some of the whatever we discussed, the internet or whatever? No, it wasn't
Yeah,
internet.
I just linked that up today. So that's linked up.
Do we have any money in the bank account? We keep doing this. We might not have no money.
No, I think we don't have
Don't say
we
what
don't
we
have
have.
enough. We don't have enough.
We don't have enough?
I don't know what else is coming, but you just put that 700 in there, right?
Yeah, we're still recording. We should stop.
Oh, you have to.